Doug Walker. You're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick. This is Doug Walker. You're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the show, and I am way in the dark. Yeah, I ended up having to do a rush job, but here I am. Welcome to the Crazy House. I am the host, Crazy McCormick. You should know that. I don't know why I keep opening up my show like that. I need to figure out another way to open up the show. So, how is everybody's week? Mine has been fan-diddly, scrum-diddly-tastic. Due to a couple of things. One is, well, I ended up actually getting a day off. So if you don't know about how fucked up this weather has been, holy jumping fucking shitballs. It actually got down to about -14 here in the great state of Michigan, at least where I'm at. Marquette, however, where the two British TikTokers, Josh and Jace, they've been stuck there for a couple of days. Um, but not all was bad for them, I would say. You know, like I've been watching like a hawk ever since they first touched ground in the United States in Michigan. I have been watching those dudes like a hawk. So I've watched them all the way from their very start a couple of weeks ago with going to South Haven, Saugatuck, Grand Rapids, Traverse City, Boyne, which uh, round there was when Josh ended up getting some major back pain and learned about American medicine and how well that shit works out. He's like, I'm in love with American medicine. Yeah, like American medicine is so good, just don't fall too much in love with it because opiates and stuff like that. Then they crossed the UP. I got to watch videos of that. And then they ended up going straight to Marquette. They ended up going to the one of the northernmost fucking areas on the shores of Lake Superior, and then they got snowed in. I think it was like on Thursday was when this happened. So they've been stuck there for a couple of days. I actually decided for once to finally take a day off because, well, I didn't want to wear long pants to work. I'm a shorts year-round guy. Shorts are the most comfortable fucking piece of bottom wear for me. I would rather just not go to fucking work. And instead, I ended up fucking playing Pokemon all day, because what else am I gonna do? A couple of other things too. I actually decided to do something that I've been thinking about doing on and off for quite some time, and excuse me, I have to stand up for this because I have to grab something off the shelf, the top shelf. And I decided to go around and try to see if I could find something. So a little bit of a secret ninja mission, which I will divulge in you. A little bit of nostalgia, if you will. Some of you old heads are probably going to be like, how the fuck? But I was able to obtain one of these. Yes. Yes. You guys know what this is. And you know what the purpose of this is, right? Probably not. Like, my purpose for it is probably going to be a little bit different than what you guys would normally use these for. So, for the uninitiated, which I don't know exactly. Shut up, Harrison. I feel old, right? Like this, looking at this just makes so many people's backs just go. Ugh. So I was driving around during work yesterday, actually, and the thought just popped into my fucking head. I've been playing Pokemon so much, and I also came across I wanted to try to play something different, right? At some given point in time. Haven't had those in 20 years. I've been wanting to play something different, right? And on TikTok, I came across a live where somebody was playing Shining Force 3 Scenario 2. Now, if you don't know anything about that, that is Shining Force is a Sega game. The Shining Force 1 and Shining Force 2 were for the Sega Genesis. They had Shining Force CD, which had earlier releases that were Japan exclusive. So they're actually Game Gear games that are on Sega CD, reformatted to make it so it's up to par with the quality of a Sega Genesis, and put on Sega CD with surround sound music, the whole nine, right? I have that on my Sega Genesis Mini, so I'm able to play that. Now, for the last few years, I have had in my possession the Japanese versions of Shining Force 3 for the Sega Saturn. However, they're Japanese. They don't have an English translation. So a long time ago, and Illegal, there is somebody that both you and I know that is obsessed with this fucking series. A little lady by the name of Morgan. And she actually still plays it to this day, by the way. Now the English version of Shining Force 3 on the Sega Saturn is basically just scenario 1 with a rushed ending. Like by this time by this time Sega had decided to no longer do anything involving the Sega Saturn in America. And so they basically had to rush the ending for Scenario 1 because they were going to put it out just like they did in Japan, where it was going to be Scenario 1, Scenario 2, and Scenario 3. So they rushed the whole fucking ending. So a lot of people in America really don't know the full story of how Shining Force 3 goes. And so I obtained those about a year or two ago, and I have never been able to play it. Like, could I put it in my Sega Saturn and it would run just fine? Yes, because I have an Action Replay Plus that breaks the region lock. I'd be able to play those just fine. But the downside of that is that it does not play burned CDs. So I had to reformat the Action Replay Plus, and then I got this spindle, and now, because of the guy that I saw on TikTok that was playing English translated versions of the Japanese Shining Force series, I now have not just the discs that are necessary in order to reformat my Action Replay, but also all 3 English translated versions of Shining Force 3 Scenario 1, 2, and 3. The downside to formatting that Action Replay Plus to make it so that way I don't have to do the swap thing, because there's a method to being technically you could get the Sega Saturn to play burned discs, but you have to do a disc swap method, which on my system is a pain in the fucking ass. When you try to format that fucking Action Replay Plus, you only have to do the swap method one time with a program to format that and reinstall a different operating system on that. I spent an hour yesterday doing the swap method until I finally fucking got it right. But I can say that I got it right, so now I don't have to do it anymore. The swap method is no longer necessary. Thank God for that. So yeah, that was the big ninja mission. Aside from that, there's only one thing that I'm going to fucking say about this situation. So if you watched last week and I ended up fucking talking about something, about someone, and they ended up having a 2-hour crash out over what I had said. Called me this, that, and the other, and I just said, well, that's typical liberal for you. Wouldn't be the first time, it wouldn't be the last time that all of these ad hominems have been thrown my way, and basically just go ahead, fucking say whatever you want, I don't give a fuck. Keep at it. I told you I told you at the end of last episode, don't make me do it. And I'm going to say that one more time. Don't make me do it. Because I'll do it. You think that I won't do it? I'll do it. All right, so enough of that shit. We got to talk about some Juggalo nonsense, and here's how we're going to start it off. All right, first and foremost, let's use this one because you get to see it a little bit better. Juggalo Ohio 4 is now coming up March 27th and 28th, and it's got its fucking list of motherfuckers that are going to be up on this bitch. So Friday, they got the Scroll Keepers Academy, and then Saturday, Dark Planet Voyage. I have not been to a Juggalo Ohio, so I don't know what a whole lot of that is. I know what Scroll Keepers are. But I'm not in the little scroll keeper's, fucking circle. What I am more concerned about is the set list of people that are going to be playing at this motherfucker. Obviously, Ouija Mac is going to be headlining that shit, but we also have Dead Body Man HC, Super Famous Fun Time Guys, SON, The Convalescence, Bleed the Wicked Menace, and Auntie Boy, Clockwork E, the homies, and Shaggy the Airhead. On top of that, we also have King ISO, Ricky Hill, and Darby O'Trill. Hell yeah, that's what's up, to coin the phrase from the homie Warlockside, who, by the way, has actually been making a lot of Sora videos and posting them online. Some of them have been rather fucking funny. So shout out to Warlockside. Hell yeah. Everybody in the chat, say hell yeah, that's what's up. For Warlockside. Show Warlockside some love, because I don't know what he's going to be doing here on the fucking tubes outside of doing the Sora videos. But yeah. All right, so let's, that's actually cool. Juggle Ohio 4, now set, ready to go. I'm sure that you can get your tickets now. It doesn't say on the flyer here that tickets are available, but just go to juggleohio.com. I'm sure that there's got to be some information on that bitch. Yeah. Hell yeah. This was up. All right, where's my fucking thing? All right. There wasn't really a whole lot of news that I saw that I could rip off on fucking off of Fago Lovers. But there is one thing that I did actually want to fucking talk about. But actually, I'll just save that for later. What the fuck? Oh, my phone went off. Okay, so there's not really a whole lot of stuff going on. But there is one major fucking thing that we have to talk about, and that is of this gentleman right here, which is Redman. So Redman ended up no, I'm sorry, my bad, that's Meth Man. I'm an idiot. Meth ended up fucking going on a what was it, math something, what is it, yeah, Math Hoffa. So he ended up fucking going on there for the Expert Opinion podcast, and he ended up having a discussion. He decided to talk about his experience with the Gathering of the Juggalos. I've got way too many fucking things open right here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, so Meth had some pretty unsavory things to say about the community. And we'll fucking go ahead and take a look into account of some of the things that he ended up saying. Because, granted, I wasn't at this Gathering of the Juggalos, but I heard about it. And it was the same year that Tila Tequila ended up having shit thrown at her. Alright, so here we go. Alright. I like this opening.
When I got this scar on my face right here.
Yep.
Performing for
Thank you, sir.
Shit. Yeah, I got this scar on my face. So on what side? It's on one of these sides. You see it?
It's under your left eye.
Somebody did something?
I watched a little bit of the footage of what had happened that night. He got hit right under his left eye.
Oh shit.
Age well, baby. Here you go.
That shit go.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at this.
Ain't no blemishes.
Wait, time out. Look at
This is a commercial for moisturizer, right
Where
here.
that scar at?
He said, where's it at? He said, where's it at? Like, I lost
He
it.
the only nigga lost the scar.
Let's go.
This nigga's aging backwards.
It's right here. Yeah, I feel it. Now, yeah.
Oh, I see it. The little indent.
He like, oh, I got it.
It was
He
bigger
like, it
than
ain't
that
disappeared.
So, yeah, I know that there's going to be a lot of juggalos out there who do remember, and, obviously everybody's got that perspective. Me being behind the camera and seeing the things that have been uploaded to YouTube after the fact, because, this was 2010. YouTube didn't have fucking live and all that other shit. Back in those days, you had to record on the phone and then wait till you get home and then upload the shit. And I don't think smart I don't think smartphones were that fucking smart back in the day. I know that you didn't have live Facebook capabilities and stuff like that, and it was very grainy potato cam shit. God, those were the days. Fuck, I'm old.
There's a whole story behind that shit.
Yo, RZA.
Like it was all up on fucking MySpace and
Hold on, you
shit.
said Insane Clown Posse.
Yes.
Clown
You was
Posse.
performing with them when you got the scar?
It was the night of the Juggalos. I ain't never heard this shit before. I don't know what a Juggalo is and shit, right? So
Gathering of the Juggalos, but whatever.
This night of the Juggalos shit is like some festival that they throw for a bunch of kids, adults. I don't know who out there, whatever.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it ain't kids. It's mostly adults, some young adults, you know, barely legal fucking chicks with fucking go-go, no, with the fucking cyber goth boots. Oh my God. Oh God, I'm fucking thinking. I'm thinking too much right now. But, oh my God. Yeah, Night of the Juggalo, that's like a mixture of like Night of the Axe, Night of the 44, Attack of the Ninjas, Gathering of the Juggalos. It's like, but like he don't fuck with the Juggalo community like that, so it's not like a Major L or anything like that, you know?
it's just a time for them to be free and have fun and all that.
Right. The only way that you could fucking get service at Hog Rock is you had to stand by the fucking stone pig and rub the vagina. That was like the only way to get fucking cell service for like 5 minutes.
That shit, at least that's what I thought. I like ICP, Insane Clown Posse, right? So, mind you, the day before me and Redman got there, Tila Tequila performs.
Yep.
And I heard it was madness.
Oh yeah, man. People were actually fucking on their foot. Like at this time, you had to, if you wanted to tweet, and you didn't, you had to 40404, and like at some given point in time, it was like eventually somebody was able to get something out, and people started hearing about Tila Tequila. However, I do believe that there was a way to get internet access at Hog Rock, but they basically made you pay like $50 or something like that for Wi-Fi in that area, like in order to fucking get some sort of, like I know that's how it was when I went in 2012. And you know, like obviously people like fucking Fago lovers and shit like that, like they're gonna fucking pay for that type of shit, so that way they can get words out about what was going on. Like back in those days, like if you wanted to know what was going on at the Gathering of the Juggalos outside of the Gathering of the Juggalos, you had to go to one of the major websites like Fago Lovers or Juggalo News, you know, one of the major fan sites. And they would be dropping news if they were able to. Scotty D probably fucking did.
Like they was throwing, like I heard they was throwing shit at her. This kind of crazy. No, they was throwing poop at her.
Like literal shit.
Like basic, yeah, assaulting her on stage and shit, right?
Now we know what the reason for that was. Meth does not necessarily go into that, nor do I assume that he cares. But if memory serves me correctly, and this was like 16 years ago, and he's still fucking holding on to this story. And maybe some pieces of it in his head might have been a little bit altered due to time or something like that. Maybe he's actually thought about this on the daily. I don't know. But what he doesn't explain is that the reason why people were throwing rocks and bags of shit and fucking piss at Tila Tequila was because Tila Tequila was disrespecting the Juggalos. And when she noticed that the Juggalo community started getting fucking heated up about what was about her and her fucking attitude towards them, you know, it didn't matter how many times she tried to sing I Want to Fuck the DJ. People were getting fucking pissed at her because of her attitude. And she thought, oh, I'm a short little petite fucking Asian chick, so I'm just gonna fucking take my top off and show off my fake titties, and that'll calm everybody down. No, if anything, it further enraged the community, because while there are a lot of juggalos that are not necessarily fucking super fucking smart, we're smart enough to know that You can't fucking belittle us like that and expect to get your way. Doesn't matter if you're a fucking hot bitch or not. Okay? You're just some fucking MTV chick, and God only knows what else that she fucking did outside of that one reality show that she had on MTV where she was like doing dudes and chicks at the same fucking time. Like that's all I knew about Tila Tequila. Didn't even realize that she was like in music, if that's what you want to call it. But like she basically tried to pull out the lowest common denominator in the situation, and it was like, okay, that's rather mentally fucking insulting that you think so little of, like people, that you think that your bunk ass fake titties is going to calm down an entire crowd. Maybe that might work for the norms, for the normies and shit, but is it really going to fucking work out for the juggalos? I don't think so. So, what ends up happening? She gets fucking pelted. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even matter if her music is actually good or if you think that that type of song is fucking a banger. That becomes irrelevant. It was like, when it concerns juggalos, it's like, it don't matter if you are the most awesome fucking rapper, they have ever heard. If you disrespect the fucking juggalos, you're going to be getting disrespected back. And that's exactly what happened to Tila Tequila. So people started throwing shit, and she kept on fucking trying to belittle the juggalo community, and it just kept getting fucking worse. Yeah, shout out to Coolio, may he rest in peace as well. So that's the story about Tila Tequila, and that happened the same fucking year that Method Man and Redman performed.
And this is in hindsight, according to the press, Insane Clown Posse approached her prior to her performing, asking her, do you want to go out there? This is the kind of crowd it is, blah, blah, blah. And she made the decision to go out there anyway.
Where she is now, I don't know. Probably in the baseport of a soiled bathroom in a poor neighborhood with her hand in some dude's pants. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could possibly blame Sugar Slam for Tila Tequila to be there. Because, don't get me wrong. I think that there were some elements of things that would normally go on within the Juggalo community. Like Sugar Slam being that face of fucking, female psychopathic, which, by the way, Team Michelle over Team Becky all fucking day long, by the way. I'm just saying. She went way down the deep end with some racist trash. Most likely that's what happened. Now, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, Tila Tequila, I don't think that was a conversation with Tila Tequila that ICP did with her. Okay? I think that it was mistakes like this with Tila Tequila and Method Man that led ICP to further down the line start explaining to people who are newer to the scene and don't really know anything about the scene, this is how to win over the fucking juggalos. Okay? Don't say, if you're performing at Hog Rock, don't say, what up to Illinois and all that other shit. If you're performing at fucking Legend Valley, don't say, big up to Columbus or anything like that. Fuck Columbus. Here it's about the juggalos. And we come from all over the country and different parts of the world. So it ain't about the fucking town. It's about the juggalos. So when people fucking would come to perform at these gatherings, they would make that mistake and immediately get fucking booed. And if there was something that they, ICP would tell them, do this, don't do this, don't do that, but do this, say this way, and the juggalos will fucking respect you. Now, I've never been backstage, but I assume that's what it would be like. I've heard some things. And so, like, it's up to, it's like, okay, we're gonna show you the way to the fucking pathway to juggalo success, and it's up to you as to whether or not you want to fucking take it. If you don't take this route, it's on you. Whether or not you want to fucking take this route, it's on you. But it's like stuff like these two incidences and maybe some other stuff that has happened in the past. Like Bubba Sparks. If anything, this is the fucking Bubba Sparks Award. Like what happened to Tila Tequila is the Bubba Sparks Award. And then it was like, and then it became a point where it was like, okay, every year somebody's like, all right, who are we going to throw shit at this time? And then it turns out to be fucking Master P a couple years later after, Tila Tequila and Method Man. But anyways, look at how locked in this dude is fucking paying attention to what Meth is saying. Like he is fucking, oh, facts, no printer. I got to hear this shit. Like in complete disbelief.
And boom, got hit with some shit.
Now you guys could Google it. I can't. I don't know this story all the way, like exactly how it happened. I just know what happened the next day. Me and Redman get there. We go on stage to perform. Now apparently they got this thing called family. They say family, fam, and this is if they like you.
Yes.
We performing up there. I don't hear them saying family. I don't hear them saying anything. I just know that we up here, we putting on a hell of a show, and the response, it's warm. It's not the best and shit, but, we just warming up.
Okay, can we confirm that? I think we can possibly confirm or deny that. Hold on a second.
Who want to smoke with Method Man and Redman tonight, man? I know y'all motherfuckers came to party. Come on, let's get some energy in this motherfucker, man. I think they can get louder than that. So if you're ready for Redman and Method Man, make some noise.
His fucking voice cracked. Make some noise.
My shit going too.
No, I don't mean to say this negatively though. And this is, look how close up to the crowd it is. See, look at all of the fucking hands that are up there. Now, keeping in mind, like, not every juggalo is going to be like a major fucking hip-hop head, like myself. Like, I'm more metal than I am fucking hip-hop. So, like, I'll admit, Meth and Red are not in my fucking rotation, all right? Not because I don't like them, just because I'm a fucking metalhead. Like, bro, I listened to Megadeth's new album from front to back today, which Ride the Lightning is definitely, I feel like that album's a big fuck you to Metallica again, but then again, it's Megadeth. But beside that, so like there's going to be some people like myself who are just kind of drinking it in. But you go up to that front right there. Like you can hear the crowd. Now this is just the first fucking show, mind you, Okay, so I'm gonna need to open up another one of these. Hey. Okay, so. Oh.
No more beer cans, man. For the people that came to party, next time y'all see somebody throw some shit, punch him in his fucking face.
See, right there. Now obviously, like, with what had happened, you know, with what had already happened with the Tila Tequila incident, like, there's already going to be some people that are, you know, just like on just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Mad Juggalos respect Red and Meth and Wu-Tang in general. I have nothing but respect for Wu. You know, like there's so much fucking love when it concerns like everybody in Wu-Tang. But anyways, yeah, so like let me get back to the other one. I've gotta like I'm gonna fucking switch this over so that way. Yep, and the crowd shows what I thought. I'd bet the majority of juggalos rock with Red and Meth. I grew up pretty much hip-hop, rap only, and always bumped their music. Just bad luck at the time that they were there. Yeah, it just ended up, like, I hate to fucking make it sound like that, yeah, he's just a victim of circumstance. But that's exactly what it was. Now let me fast forward this over to this. Okay, so I opened up another VLC just so that way we can go back to fucking watching the thing with Meth talking about shit on the show here. Okay.
First three songs. And
yeah.
Redman in between the record, he's saying shit like, yeah, we're gonna do this, fuck that, we're gonna blah blah blah. And apparently, from what I'm hearing after the fact, after this shit happened, they took offense to that, thinking he said fuck family, which never came out of his mouth.
Now, what's interesting to me, though, is that there are so many juggalos who had been at that shit and did hear him say fuck family. Unfortunately, let's see. I saw Wu-Tang for their final tour recently last year. They all killed it. Method Man killed it. I'm gonna go see Method and Redman and Cypress Hill. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's dope. But like, so there is a bunch of fucking juggalos out there who did confirm that Redman did say fuck family. It's all about hip hop. So basically, it's like, okay, we already got a bunch of heated up fucking juggalos in the dead of summer, in the middle of August, fucking camping, dehydrated, fucked up on drugs, already throwing shit at Tila Tequila because fuck her. People probably still ain't coming down from that adrenaline. Obviously, because we just heard fucking Meth right here. Hold on. Right here. Right here. And then it zooms in. Somebody threw some beer.
Hold up. That shit almost hit me in my motherfucking face. Don't throw no more beer cans, man. For the people that came to party, next time y'all see somebody throw some shit, punch him in his fucking face.
And the crowd was all about that. Yeah, exactly. See, like that shit right there. Fucking, I agree with that one right there. You know, like, punch him in his fucking face if you see people throwing shit and it hits him, you know?
Everybody just scream! Hey, yo, how many motherfuckers came to party tonight?
How do you not hear this? You know, like, they're fucking doing the party shit, they're fucking living it up, and it was like right around, I want to say maybe here. I'm trying to find it.
Everybody!
Right here.
Me and this motherfucker did 5 shows back to back.
Hold on. It was like this cut right here. So at this point, it cuts, and this is when...
Hey, listen.
Hold on a second.
Let me tell y'all motherfuckers something.
Yeah, Spit it.
This motherfucker did 5 shows back to back. My voice is sore as a motherfucker, but I don't give a fuck.
I'm too drunk to give a
We
shit.
got about 5,000 people out here, and that's how loud y'all can get. Let's go.
Right there.
I know, these
See, Red fucking controlling the audience. The audience is getting louder, and they're like, yeah, I mean, like, you got to remember, too, like, this was, like, probably night 3, something like that, you know?
dudes right here is rocking with us. No, fuck just these dudes. We need everybody to rock. Everybody.
Some bitch is like, I am rocking my ass off.
Back there, even
We just got back from Drug Bridge.
over there, even over there, we need to see you rocking, nigga. Yeah. Now if you love real hip hop, everybody.
See, I just feel like that Red and Meth really didn't do their homework, and they just thought that the Juggalo community was no different of hip-hop fans than fucking, you know, like anybody else. Now, right there is when, like, all of this shit ended up happening, so it cut out the fucking part where Meth actually got hit in the fucking eyeball. And now the show stopped. Red's fucking pissed. Right here. Now, granted, like, some asshole ended up throwing some dumb shit. It's like, okay, you're fucked up on fucking drugs, which is not an excuse. Keep that in mind. But right here is like, right at this moment, they could have just stopped the fucking show and did some shit on some Ill Bill style shit. And Meth ends up deciding to do this. Right here. That right there is just like fucking respect as fuck for Meth. Like, for Method Man, that... See, like, even if the crowd was lukewarm and wasn't registering them correctly, I would say that him saying that shit definitely fucking turns that shit around. Mad love and respect going out to Method Man for doing that. Where it's just like, yeah, I just got popped, but fuck this shit. I could quit and still get paid, but I'm still gonna fucking rock the shit. Like, to me, I feel like that was a veteran move on his part. Now we're gonna go back to him talking at the barbershop.
Wow.
And this is the reasoning that I heard was for what happened next. So I'm performing, about to go into my verse. You know how you get that bang?
Yeah, to see the stars.
Yeah, it's like a quick bang. It's like a fucking reset. It's like a fucking, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like the clock
flash.
stopped and reset real fast.
What was it?
I'm about to tell you. So I'm like, oh shit, I just got hit with something. And I knew it was something hard because of the way it hit me, right?
It made you stop.
Yeah, and I said to myself, am I awake? Okay, I'm awake. I'm bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
I look, I see a can, a fucking full can spinning out on the stage. Fago,
Beer?
whatever the, Fago.
Fuego, the soda.
Fago, yeah,
Fuego.
shit, and this is what they do here. They have like a big Fago fight and all this shit with this soda.
What the fuck?
But this is a can.
See, like, right there, it's like, okay, they don't understand the Juggalo culture, which is fine. You know, to me, that's fine.
Full fucking can.
Like a 12-ounce
That's
can.
assault, right?
Hit him in the fucking
But I
eye.
didn't take it like that. I took it like I'm gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Shit.
Right.
Shit hit me in my face. I looked. Red Man started losing. And yo, who the fuck did that? I was like, no. Math. Start the music. And I finished my show. When it was done,
You found the nigga.
there was a bunch of Fago and shit all on the side of the stage. I just started throwing that shit in the crowd.
I was about to say.
Okay, so there is that right there. I never watched this the other day. By the sound of it, Meth will never be cool with Juggalos in any way. Now, like, you can watch, you can watch this, in full effect. I'm just fucking putting this down with back and forth between what he said and what actually happened. So he ended up saying towards the end of the show, he found Fago and he started throwing it in the crowd. Okay, so they ended up ending the show with Rapper's Delight, which I thought was really fucking dope when I was watching this fucking video. So I was like, okay, he said at the end of the show, they started throwing shit. Now, here's the thing about that. If you found Fago and you're throwing it into the fucking crowd, you're not, and you're trying to do it because you got hit with something, you're not necessarily doing this in the sense of dissing the fucking juggalos, trying to hurt a motherfucker. Because, joke's on you. We're into that shit. Sit up, jump the boogies and the bump to the boogie the beat. We're too white for this shit. Like, literally, I've listened to that song so many fucking times, still don't know the fucking lyrics. I know the very beginning, and that's very mushed up. But the rest of the fucking track, I don't fucking know. Like, unless I've got the lyrics in front of me, like, I can fuck with it then. Alright, so, yep, here's Red doing his thing. Okay, so there's Meth again. Alright, Meth is throwing shit. Y'all are invited to the barbecue. So there we go. They're throwing bottles. See, look. Yep, Meth is throwing shit. Like, they think, what, if they think that was supposed to be like, oh, you got us, now we're going to get you back. No. Like I said, joke's on you. We're into that shit. People are going to grab that shit, and they're going to fucking spray it all over each other. Like, that's just what we fucking do. No disrespect to Meth for this, though. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back to this. So he continues on with his story, like the aftermath of that show.
Now, mind you, we invited here to fucking perform.
Right.
And I get assaulted.
Right.
Performing. What did Insane Clown Posse do for Tila Tequila that he did not do for Red and Meth?
Right.
Who have never been to one of these shits. I don't know what these niggas do.
Neither was she.
I'm just going to perform. It's a gig.
Yeah.
Yep. I got fucking hit in the face with a full kick. That shit could have fucking blinded me, man.
Yeah.
Now, I understand his plight on that one.
That shit could have damaged me to the point where I could have had a concussion and convulsed on stage, all kind of crazy
That's miles
shit.
per hour
Here's
shit.
the shit that pissed me off the worst about it. It's dark, so you don't know where that shit came from. Nobody was owning up to that shit.
Well, of course not. Like, the person who threw that is obviously a pussy. Yeah.
Why you bulleted 40 of them shits into the crowd?
I was trying my best to choose.
You should have.
You was humming them bitches.
Again, still, I'm mad as fuck, but I'm composed. I got people with me. These niggas came with me. Insane Clown Posse came on that bus to apologize.
Tom Brady
But I
threw
had
that.
to ask, can you go get them niggas for me?
Like, how in the fuck do you expect them to find the one guy out of 5,000 motherfuckers on the campground? This giant-ass campground. For you. Like, in the heat of the moment, I can understand his frustration because he just got hit. What he said, justifiable. But yeah, like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna fucking, like, fucking get the Scooby-Doo van and fucking, we're gonna find this ghost. Like, sure, meth, yeah, we'll get right on that.
Nobody was checking. I had to tell them, go get them niggas for me. Not my people, their peoples that was running the festival with them.
Right.
They came on my bus, apologetic, blah, blah, blah. They stood their ground. I ain't gonna lie. These niggas was... And I know my goons wanted to tear these niggas up.
Yeah, because it was totally ICP's fault that one random asshole threw a fucking can and hit you in the face. Dude, I've seen that shit before, like in real time, Like that shit has happened at other shows. And believe me, like, I looked at that shit, fucking saw this one girl get hit in the fucking temple with an unopened can as we were waiting in line for Big Money Hustlers, because somebody fucking climbed the roof of the intersection and threw cans at people, at cars coming by. And it was like, all of us, like, in line were fucking pissed off. Like, dude, what are you fucking doing? Like...
But I red lighted the whole shit because y'all with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Y'all got to go home to y'all families. If y'all don't go home to y'all families, that's going to be on me.
See, and it was probably a smarter idea for him to read the room. Had his people beat the shit out of ICP, and somebody found out about it, and ICP was not able to perform at the Gathering of the Juggalos, if you think that Tila Tequila was bad, the Juggalos probably would have done to what the Juggalos probably could have done to Method Man would look like what happened to him or Tila Tequila, look like a Disney fucking fairy tale. So it was probably a good idea for him to read that room. And I'm not saying that to diss Meth, I'm just pointing out the facts.
Right? So in that moment, I made a decision to say, nah.
Yeah, most of the crowd was excited to see Red and Meth. One person throws a can, and it's ICP, and all the Juggalos fall. At the time. There is a follow-up.
Red light.
Mm-hmm.
After that, this shit done made the news.
Yep.
People making comments, all Juggalo people now.
Really? What did all the Juggalos fucking say?
Fucking nigger.
Wow.
Fuck you, monkey. Shouldn't have said fuck family. Now, the thing that bothered me the most.
Now, the one thing I would say in agreement to that is you probably shouldn't have said fuck family. The other shit, on the other hand, guarantee you, those aren't fucking Juggalos. 125,000% guarantee you that those are not Juggalos. Either A, they're internet trolls, or B, they're punk-ass fucking bigot rich boys just faking the funk. Or they had just heard about the shit and didn't know the whole fucking story, but still, definitely one of those things. 100% unnerving brain. Juggalos ain't fucking racist. Like, we call out them motherfuckers who do fucking try to pull out racist fucking shit online. Or behind the fucking curtain and stuff like that. Here's the reality. If you are, it's like, you cannot be a Juggalo and be racist at the same fucking time. Yeah, I'm sure he got called racial slurs, but those were internet trolls trying to stir him up. So, like, no, I wouldn't say that he lied about what he read, but what I am saying, though, is that the things that were being said to him racially, those weren't fucking Juggalos. Because Juggalos are, the reason why you can't say Juggalos are racist and shit is like, if you listen to this fucking music, listening to the music is different than a lot of the other music that's out there. when you're listening to Insane Clown Posse, you're not just listening to the fucking music. It's almost as if what they're saying is something that you can personally fucking identify with. And if it's like music that's supposed to be about anti-racism and anti-bigotry and fucking anti-pedophilia, things of that nature, what the fuck sense would it make for you to be a racist or a pedophile and rock an ICP shit? It makes no fucking sense. To basically be somebody who hates black people, but listening to a white man rap about beating the fuck out of and killing racists. That make that make sense. Unless you're fucking stupid or crazy, like legitimately crazy and not just a fucking, character on the internet. You're going to miss the mark. And even ICP has pointed out the fact that there are juggalos in our community that are not all that fucking right in the head. And we also have that type of ordeal. I don't want to say gatekeeping, but we do have that type of ordeal within the juggalo community that is like, okay, we're very strict on these type of things. No, Warlock's on. I'm pretty sure he fucking read that shit. But as I said, the shit that can't be said, those ain't juggalos.
Red light.
Hold on.
After that, this shit done made the news. People making comments. All juggalo people now.
All juggalo people were saying what?
Fucking nigger.
Wow.
Fuck you, monkey.
That sounds like he's implying that juggalos were saying racist shit to him. So you can shut the fuck up.
Shouldn't have said fuck family. Now, the thing that bothered me the most was that Tech 9, who performs with these dudes a lot, and I love Tech. Tech is dope.
Right.
Yup.
He made a comment about, well, maybe they shouldn't have. Well, I perform for the juggalos all the time. It's always love. Maybe they shouldn't have said fuck family.
Yeah. I agree with Tech on that one.
And that shit hit me different. I wasn't mad at the brother, but I misunderstood. Like, you look like me. You me.
How? Because, and this was something that I actually read in the comments of this video. It's like, you expect Tech 9 to automatically take your side because of similar levels of melanin in your skin. Like, you expect Tech to automatically take your side because you're both black? Here's the thing that Tech is pointing out to you. They're not fucking calling you out because of the fucking color of your skin. And Tech knows that. Tech fucking sees that shit. Tech actually sees the juggalo community and looks beyond the fucking skin tone. That's one of the things that I love about Tech when it concerns like his love for the community.
We're the same, regardless of who these people is. You know what I mean?
Okay, how do you explain that to the white guy in the background of the barbershop?
Not deserve to be hit in the face with this fucking can.
And I agree, you don't. It was one asshole. Now here's the real question. What if it was a black dude that threw that can? Now what? You know, like right then and there, like this other thing right here kind of just like makes your argument kind of fucking fall apart.
Or
like hearing him say that, it was just like, dude, why the fuck are you going there with this? Like that, to me, that made no fucking sense.
to be verbally abused by people I have no fucking respect for anymore.
See, like that's the beauty right there of the fucking internet, I guess. The fact that people can say this shit anonymously. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like that would have been fucking awkward as well.
And to hear you, somebody I respect, chime in and say something like that.
See, the reason being is because he knows the Juggalo community, and he's performed for the Juggalo community God knows how many fucking times.
I knew he didn't fully understand. So I waited until I ran into him and I explained it to him like, we the same, brother. And to hear that shit was so disheartening to me, not because one, I'm a fan of yours, and two, you know who I am. I'm you me.
No. Bro. You, like, it might have, maybe it started that way, but tech never went mainstream. Mainstream went tech. That was always been tech's rule. I will never go mainstream. Mainstream will go tech. You, on the other hand, went mainstream with solo work, with duo work with Redman, with group work with Wu-Tang. So it's like, okay, like, what the fuck? To me, it doesn't matter. Like, I would never say that shit to another white person. And basically be like, I don't understand how you don't understand what I'm saying. Because, you know, you and I are the same. You're me, I'm you. No. Like, everybody lives an individual life.
And in that moment, I don't remember exactly what the fuck he said, but I knew there was an understanding there. And now I love that brother more than anything.
And that's good.
Because I seen his heart as well as his mind and shit, and I knew that there was a misunderstanding there.
Right.
But I was able to build. I didn't lose my head in that moment where we could have killed these two niggas in this fucking tour bus. Like, really hurt them. Left them with something for the rest of their life.
That they could cover up with their clown paint.
But I made a decision there not to do that. And I think a lot of the reason why that happened was so I could have that conversation with Tech Nine, and maybe he could view things a little bit differently.
Universal manifestation.
Lens, especially when they might have love for ye, but not love for. They may have love for ye, but not love for thee.
The what?
They may like you, but they may not respect your people.
What?
They say, I don't even think it was for the conversation.
What? Bruh. Oh my God.
With Tech, I would say it's for this moment right now, because don't crash out. And I'm not going to co-sign any of my young guards crashing out because they with me and they got to go home to their family. That's a lesson as an OG you could teach to these young boys.
Right.
You know, and there was so many different small ones in there. Me talking to my brother after it's over. I don't need to do it online and yelling, fuck you to the world. I could pull him to the side when I see him.
But I knew I could do that because I know that he a smart nigga.
A lot of these young guys are smart. We just don't look. I mean,
but I felt like he needed to hear that from me, regardless to how long it took before I saw him after that happened.
See, and like that is something that I can also agree with. You know, I have had situations where I've wanted to fucking tell somebody some shit, but I'm not going to fucking tell somebody some shit over the internet. Some things just have to be talked about on a personal level, no matter how long it takes. And then after that, there could possibly be a little bit of an understanding.
I just knew that was fixated in my mind when I run into Tech Nine. I want to speak to him about this and see how he honestly feel about it. And I believe he agreed with me. Pretty much. I think he agreed with me.
But you had top tier love for the art to finish that shit bleeding.
Yeah. Oh, I told
like that, like I said, you know, is something that I can give nothing but mad love and respect to. Because most people fucking just quit the show prematurely, but he didn't. And he got it the worst. He was like, nah, fuck that. My heart don't pump Kool-Aid. Let's continue the show. Like, that's mad love and respect. Not just for the fucking art, but for the fucking way that he maintained that paycheck.
I told Red, I was like,
He said,
just like that. I was like, Mav, start the music. And I looked at all them niggas. And we finished. Ain't nothing else come out that crowd, though.
What's the
They
Yankee
ain't throw
farm
another
team?
motherfucking thing. Huh?
He was on the Yankee farm team like this.
That came after the show. Once we were saying our goodbyes, And they'll tell you, anybody that was there could tell you, this is all the truth. A bunch of Fagos on the side of the stage. This is but they were in the bottles. The big bottles, the big gallon, whatever, the 2 liter, whatever.
2 liters?
2 liters, right.
Big
2
shit,
liters,
the big
right.
fucking shit.
2 liter shit.
Big shit.
Like that.
Yeah.
Fuck all this shit. Take all that.
Yo,
I mean, he just fucking threw just a fraction of what ICP brings with him to the gathering.
I respect.
But see, like I said before, you know, like him doing that shit and him thinking that it's gonna fucking do the Juggalos any harm, he's dead fucking wrong. Like, if anything, if I was there and I saw that shit, I would have looked at it like, yeah, okay, one fucking guy hit him in the face. That guy's a fucking asshole. Fuck him. But here's Method Man. He ain't stopping the shit. He continued to perform and then threw Fago into the crowd. Like, a lot of Juggalos that were in that crowd, I'm pretty sure were just like, yeah, hell yeah, it's all love nevertheless. Like, at the end of the day, it was all love. But until this fucking comes out.
You keeping composure.
Yeah. In the Juggalos' defense, a few of them spoke out in my favor and knew that shit was wrong. But the rest of them, fuck you, meth head, pill pop, whatever the fuck y'all doing out there that make y'all spaz like that. Be careful, man. Just be careful, man.
See, like, I agree with him on that one. You know, the few fucking Juggalos that had his fucking back. And see, like, here's the thing about that, you know. That's obviously just, like, the online, you know. Because online it was prevalent. The thing that, like, as I said before, you know, it's like the people who fucking said that racist shit were not fucking Juggalos. Those are motherfucking dumbass bitches who missed the mark. Missed the point of what it is to be a fucking Juggalo. And there are hip-hop heads out there who love and respect Method Man. How much is left on this? Come on. Okay. So, yeah. All right, let me go ahead and close this out. And we got one other fucking thing that I think we need to talk about. No. Okay, so like, I don't know, what do y'all think? When it concerns like this whole story with Method Man, because I feel like that there are some things from his perspective that seems to be a little bit misconstrued. But like I said, it's like 16 years ago that this event happened. And there are certain things that he doesn't, you know, he claims didn't happen, but people, you know, like there are still people out there who will fucking say that what he said didn't happen did actually happen. There would be no reason for some asshole to fucking throw that shit if it was like, you know, on the fuck family tip as far as I see it. For all we know, before these people were going to interview Method Man, they probably came across that footage. I don't know how they fucking set up their shit with the interviews and stuff, or if this is just like, hey, come on down, tell us a story. You know, that type shit. Not 100%. But one other thing, that is almost it for fucking Juggalo news, but we're going to take a quick break on this one to talk about Juggalo shit. Yeah, he did make valid points. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, 621. You know, he did make valid points, but I feel like that he is taking color into the situation, which is not even the fucking case. And see, there's been a lot of black artists at the gathering with pretty much no race issues. Esham, Project Born, Dayton Family, Big Hutch, ROC, Hoodoo, Tech, and various other underground rappers. Yeah. Like Danny Brown. Like Danny Brown's issue wasn't race either. He was just too fucking drunk and got heated. Master P fucking performed, but he got booed off stage and fucking thrown, got shit thrown at him because we came to see Master P, not who's the next redneck rapper in his fucking No Limit Soldier lineup. Because that happened in 2012. Too Short got fucking pelted with shit too. But it's like, okay, look, you go on stage to perform for the fucking Juggalos, as I said before, you are going to go there and you ought to respect the fucking Juggalos, and ICP now will tell you if you're new, this is the lane. This is how you go down this lane. It's up to you as to whether or not you want to go down this lane in this fashion. Because if you don't, you're going to step on a fucking landmine. But we're going to take a quick break on the, I guess you could say the Juggalo news. But I want to fucking say, I still got nothing but love and respect for Method Man and the things that he's done in the hip hop community. And it's great to see that despite what had happened, he still fucking performed. He took it to the eye like a fucking champ, and he continued to perform his set. Unlike some other motherfuckers that we've actually seen not even get hit and walk off fucking stage. Like Ill Bill, who shall remain nameless. Alright, so I got one thing that I gotta fucking talk about, which I thought was really cool. This is a major mark-out moment for me, just due to my childhood. And it's not Juggalo shit, but it is definitely something that I'm just screaming, shut up and take my fucking money. And it is the official teaser trailer for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe coming back to the silver screen. Look at this shit!
Only exists in legends and bedtime stories.
Yes!
Talking tigers.
Fucking look at Eternia, goddammit!
Spaceships. And magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god.
Yes! And a fucking eagle that turns into a really hot chick with mother-bearing hips.
Where I come from, that stuff is real.
Amazon bought MGM Studios? Huh, ain't that some shit. You know what? Why, dude, fucking MGM, you totally missed out on the opportunity.
Is real.
Wait for it. Totally missed out on the opportunity to turn the lion into Cringer. How did you miss out on this fucking opportunity? Holy shit.
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
Did you see that? His name is Adam Glenn, and on his little fucking desk thing, hold on.
So I sent you to a place.
Wait for it. I'm gonna pause it.
There's...
No, I saw a video. I saw a video where somebody ended up making an entire fucking video, somebody made an entire fucking video just based off of this, being like, oh my god, it says he, him on his shit. Oh my god, He-Man is woke as fuck. Dude, fucking He-Man was using pronouns before it was a fucking thing. Like 40 years before it was a fucking thing. That's awesome as fuck.
With nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
Oh shit.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Oh fuck.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Who the fuck? That's not... Is that like an actual fucking... Like, is that supposed to be the actual fucking Sword of Eternia? Look at the Castle Grayskull. Look at it.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
Is it though? Is that supposed to be fucking Tila? Kitty! That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that shit. Is that like okay, obviously okay, we know the fucking team here from right to left. Cringer, Tila, Adam or He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Duncan, and then is that supposed to be Ram Man in the on the way left in the fucking blue robot fucking outfit? I like tell me that's not Ram Man. But look at all this shit.
What am I supposed to do?
Save the world. Dude!
The sword. You protect them.
Holy shit. Do it. Fucking do it, bro. Come on, just do... Beast Man. Holy shit. Dude, Evil Lynn looks good. Do it. Say it, motherfucker. You did it better than Dolph Lundgren. Why don't you have fucking washboard abs? Like, what the fuck? Oh, dude. Remember! Who's doing his voice? I want to know this. I want to know things. Like, who the fuck is playing Skeletor? Dude, June 5th. So this is definitely something... Dude, shut up. Fucking take my money. I didn't even need to see the fucking trailer, in all honesty. I would have fucking gone and watched this movie either way. As soon as I find out Masters of the Universe is going to be fucking being in theaters, and this looks a lot more closer to the fucking source material than the Dolph Lundgren He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Jared Leto is playing Skeletor. Okay, I could see that. No, actually, you know what? I honestly gotta say, it like the role of Skeletor looked a lot more like fucking the fucking chick from yeah, the chick from Wicked who played Glenda, whatever the fucker. Yeah, that chick. Anyway, yeah, so that's fucking dope. I cannot wait to look for that. Like, some of the movies that are coming out in this, you know, for this shit, I am, like, this year's lineup of movies so far has been pretty fucking good. We got He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We've got fucking a new Spider-Man movie, Doomsday, coming out at the end of the year. Like, this year is fucking set. All right, so, like I said, going back into, I guess you could, and the reason why I say I guess you could talk Juggalo shit with this type of thing that I'm about to fucking put up is because this motherfucker has been involved in Juggalo related lore here on YouTube in the past. Some people have probably already talked about it, but maybe not in the Juggalo community. I've seen a lot of blow up with it. But this fucking guy, if you don't know who this is, so this fucking guy, his name is Chance Wilkins, okay, otherwise known as Cyrax. Cyrax was kind of discovered by some dudes on fucking YouTube that don't seem to like me, and basically, them and another YouTuber by the name of Music Biz Marty ended up fucking with this dude, and he basically, over the course of the last few years, has turned into a massive lol cow. A lot of fucking juggalos know about Cyrax. But the funny thing, though, is like now Cyrax has pretty much fucking finally done something that a lot of people like the boy Blue could never fucking do, and that is hit the mainstream. How did he hit the fucking mainstream? By threatening ICE. Back, forward, low punch, net toss. So basically he threatened ICE, and he fucking did it on a live stream, and somebody ended up taking the clip and putting it on Twitter. And then somebody else, I don't know, like apparently from what I understand, like I heard that because of what he said. Hold on, let me get into it. Hold on. Here's the video.
To any ICE agent that thinks they're gonna come into my home and
Yeah, that's right.
terrorize
Fix
me and
that
my
hair.
family, you will be met with lethal force. I will kill on sight.
What
And
the
I will
fuck?
shoot to kill if need be.
He pulled out a sword before this. He's like, I will shoot to kill, but I have a fucking sword.
ICE agents are not allowed in my home. If you come into my home to terrorize my family, I will see you as a threat and I will kill you.
Why did I pause it there? Lead through foes. Dude, and bro, I have seen so many fucking people. No, like, dude, that's his natural fucking hills have eyes look. And bro, I have seen so many fucking people making references to The Hills Have Eyes, Deliverance, Gollum from fucking Lord of the Rings. There's been a couple of other like movie references that people have fucking made about this fucking dude because of the way that he looks. And it's like, oh my god. Now, apparently, from what I understand, and I don't know how true this is, but fucking because of this video and this and this short ended up fucking going viral, and apparently I guess the cops were called because of the fact that he ended up making verbal threats to ICE. So like you can actually go on the FBI government page and you can submit tips if people have made threats to to federal agents, other forms of law enforcement, shit like that. And I've seen people fucking do it. So somebody probably took this clip, sent it to them, gave them the address because the dude's fucking address is public knowledge. Like anybody who knows who Cyrax is knows that he lives in Southern Ohio. And so fucking ended up like I guess the cops ended up getting called on him, and based off of what I heard, I don't know how true this is, but by the time they got there, he was assaulting somebody with a baseball bat and got fucking arrested for that. Like, but like apparently dude doesn't understand that you're not the type of person that ICE is trying to fucking look for. Like, I'm just putting that out there. ICE has no reason to fucking come to your house unless it's actually to figure out how to fucking put more muscle on those shoulders. This motherfucker looks like he could try to put on a wife beater. What is holding that fucking cut-off shirt together to stay on his fucking body? The man has no goddamn fucking shoulders. Like, this motherfucker puts on a wife beater, it's just gonna fall down to the floor. Like, this motherfucker is a pencil. Straight line. Dude, like he literally looks like a Jay and Silent Bob villain that fell into a vat of acid. He literally, you know what he looks like? He looks like that one dude in fucking RoboCop where the car fucking smashes into that fucking chemical waste dump, and then he fucking comes out and he's like, ooh, and he's like walking around, help me, help me. Oh god, that's what he looks like. He looks like his fucking skin's melting off of his fucking body after being covered completely in chemical waste. Just, oh! He did get arrested for beating someone with a ball bat, though. See, like, I was trying to find... Unnerving Brain with that $1.99 super chat saying for the laughs. Hell yeah. I'm definitely thumbing that up. Hell yeah. And giving you the heart. Okay, so I could have sworn that video was like from 2 or 3 fucking years ago, because I did see a video when I was trying to look for this on YouTube. I did see a fucking video where it showed him with a fucking baseball bat in his hand standing in front of his grandma's house, threatening somebody with it. Oh shit, I'm only 30 seconds into this fucking video. Maybe, I'm not current. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's what I heard. But I have no fucking confirmation, so I didn't even try to look up his fucking arrest. But I do know that he's had arrests in the past. There's actually some website that ended up showing the time after Music Biz Marty fucking clocked him and shit. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. It was RoboCop, where the fucking car rams right into the fucking barrel of toxic waste, and then it fucking flushes out the back of the truck, and he fucking comes out with it, and he stands up, and he's like, "Aah!" And his fucking hands are melting, and his face is melting, and then he fucking tries to reach for help with his friend, and he's like, "Help me." And the guy's just screaming, going, "Oh, don't touch me!" And later on, he's like fucking walking with a limp and shit. And then Clarence Boddicker's fucking car hits him, and he just fucking explodes. That's what the guy looks like. Like, it's terrible. All right, let's see if there's anything else that fucking John Matusek has to say.
Because you guys are terrorists. Bear in mind, I am very much armed and will do what I need to do to protect my family. I stand against ICE. Any ICE agents that show up to my home to terrorize my family will be dealt with immediately.
How many times has he fucking threatened this, that, and the other? And what ends up happening? He constantly gets either incarcerated or his ass beat. Well, like, when he has no learning curve with this. Like, every time that he has made shit like this, it always seems to fucking backfire on him. It's like, it's no wonder why you are on, like, IMDb's top 10 list of biggest fucking lolcows. Like, you are literally 2 steps or 3 steps away from Chris Chan. And growing. More shoulder than armed. I'm going to hell. And, like, some people might argue this is not AI, alright? Like, that's real. Like, this dude was AI, like an AI video before AI existed. Oh god. Oh god. This fucking guy. Like, oh my god, I can only imagine, like, what did you do? Like, did you get arrested and then fucking, like, did he sit in jail and try to fucking be like, I gotta get out of here. Oh wait, what am I gonna do with this Sharpie marker? I'm gonna try to shove, like, I bet you he probably thought, maybe if I shove this Sharpie marker up my asshole, they'll fucking feel bad for me and they'll let me go. Or it's like, no, there's gotta be somebody fucking streaming this around here somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen of the fucking show, of the chat, that's the face of the Liberal Party now, okay? Like, that's how I'm seeing it. Like, it used to be fucking, oh, what the fuck's her name? Whatever. Yeah, the Destroyer. I think it might have been her, but now it's fucking Cyrax. Looks like Sloth from the Goonies and the Crypt Keeper had a kid. For real, though. I don't know how, but this dude just seems to keep failing upwards. It's like, this motherfucker has made a ladder of success with all of the L's he has fucking obtained. And now this is the peak. He leaves Sloth out of this. Oh. Alright. I gotta calm down here. Trying to think of who it was that I was thinking of. Oh yeah, that's who it was. Alright, give me a hot second. Maybe I can see if I can move this picture over to this. Okay, so we went, like, it used to be, like, I would probably say, hopefully this works. I would say it used to be.
To any ICE agent that thinks
Nope.
they're gonna come into my home and terrorize me and my family.
That's right. Fix that fucking hair for the girls. Oh God. Okay. Can this be fucking added and saved? Because I'll show you who I used to think was the fucking face of the fucking liberal community. Because it, like, tell me if this would make sense. Okay, to go from, will it work? Yeah, let's just say that it went from Gorlock the Destroyer to fucking Cyrax. Why would a Mortal Kombat character? Like, why would an ICE agent go to his home? I don't know. To fucking save his grandma is my only fucking guess. But yeah, so basically we went from Gorlock the Destroyer to this.
To any ICE agent that thinks they're gonna come into my home and terrorize me and my family.
Oh God.
You will be met with lethal force.
I am sure that every fucking ICE agent, like all 6,000 of them, are probably scared shitless. What is the possibility of fucking getting bitten by this motherfucker and fucking catching something? He's getting deported back to the hills of North Carolina. No shit. Okay, something happened. My, it looks like my fucking, shit is fucking up. Somebody could go in the chat. I don't know. See, let me know that you can still see the shit. Catching a 6-hit combo. Alright, so for some reason it's saying that OBS is not responding. I just want to double check, make sure. Alright. Yeah, he definitely looks rabid. Alright, I don't know exactly whether or not what's going on with my fucking channel, but for some reason OBS is fucking up on me. He said he was taken out of context. No, motherfucker. What? How in the fuck are you taken out of context? You legit fucking said, if ICE tries to come after me and my family, they will be met with lethal force. What's fucking so mysterious about that? Like, how was that taken out of context? That's the same fucking argument that Big Will fucking used when he was talking about somebody's fucking kids. Kind of looks like if Sasquatch fucked Sid the Sloth. Right, what was the fuck? Yeah, what was it then? What was the fucking context? Yeah, I'm trying to double check and make sure that everything is smooth on my end too. Fucking shit. All right, let me look. Let me look into the control room. All right. Yeah, as long as this is going and it's looking all right on my end, then that's fine. But unfortunately, yeah, something's going up. Like it won't. Okay, so let me just close Chrome. See if that'll do something. What the fuck, internet? What are you doing? Oh, it's not the internet. I think it's just my fucking something's being overloaded. I think is what the case is. Yeah, it's the Cyrax curse. All right. Well, as long as it's still fucking going, I guess I can just make do with some other videos. So I don't know exactly what order these were supposed to be, but I got some TikTok videos that I came across. So like this does kind of sort of bleed into what the fuck the politics and shit. But some of these are a little bit like I don't even know the order. So we'll just watch these one at a time. All right.
Tim Walz is taking a page right out of the Rules for Radicals handbook, stoking the flames of violence, and he knows just what words to use to make them seem benign.
All right, can that be heard? You guys hear that shit? I think they scared him. Libs of TikTok, everybody started sharing, so he made another video saying he was taken out of context. The horse shit he was. Like, taking nothing out of context. Alright, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. Hopefully I'll be able to fix this. But anyways, yeah. But, could you hear that video? Can you hear the video that's playing? Alright, let me try it again. Okay, cool.
Tim Walz is taking a page right out of the Rules for Radicals handbook, stoking the flames of violence, and he knows just what words to use to make them seem benign.
Distance matters. We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble.
What the fuck is good trouble? Hold on a second. Since I got Tim Walz on my fucking page, there's something that I gotta do real quick. Retard! He's at his house. Retard! You're fucking retarded! Alright. What the fuck does he mean by good trouble? Alright.
Use to make them seem benign.
Okay, so let's hear what this retard has to fucking say. I might have to turn this up. Alright. Okay, go ahead, speak, retard.
Distance matters. We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble.
We're not telling people to be silent, but we're also not telling people to not go out and start problems. We're gonna have good trouble. No, bro, like the reason why I post this is because I want people to listen to the words that he's fucking not saying. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, he's not telling people, look, the shit that we're fucking doing is getting people killed. Maybe we should probably do something different. No, if anything, it feels like what he's telling these people without saying it outright is make it worse. Do more. Because I don't care what you've got to do in order to get this to happen, but if you create enough fucking chaos, then fucking Donald Trump is going to have no choice but to fucking declare martial law or at least the Insurrection Act. And then what we can do as Democrats is fucking say, see, you are so out of control as a fucking president that you have to do this type of shit. And it's like, okay, dude, you have nothing to lose at this point because you're not up for re-election. You bowed out for re-election, but you're going to spend the rest of your time as the fucking governor of Minnesota to do whatever the fuck all you can in order to try to, stick it to the fucking right. To me, it's like he knows what he's doing. I think he's retarded enough to know that he's retarded, but he's also smart enough to know that what he's doing is rather manipulative. He's antagonizing, yes.
Yeah, Timmy, nothing says good trouble quite like obstructing ICE investigations, busting into a church mid-worship, or harassing people on the street just because they might look like they support border security.
Yeah, which is something that actually fucking has happened. Like, this last week has just been nuts.
That's not good trouble. This guy's a menace to society and a walking contradiction. Nothing like standing behind a gated community while telling your citizens to get out there and push back against the feds. This isn't grit. This is a political grift to save his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to Kyle. Like, there was a TikTok video that he ended up saying, and he legitimately ended up saying that what's happening in Minnesota right now, he's like, this is the insane clown posse. And I was also like, I'm in a Discord with him and a bunch of other TikTokers that make these videos. So when I saw him in panel, I was like, Kyle, as a juggalo, I feel fucking attacked. And he just laughed his ass off. I was like, I love you, dude, but like that shit was funny. He was like, oh, I had to do it. Like, dude, that was fucking great. And there was somebody else that was in the comments that ended up saying some shit and was just like, ICP are not that bad. I'm like, actually, if you knew about Violent J's fucking politics, he hates Donald Trump just over that fucking wall situation. And the look on his face when he sees fucking a picture of Donald Trump with fucking, like photoshopped face paint on him really fucking set him off. And it's like, okay, really, bro, I don't think it's cut that fucking deep, That wasn't no riot, that was a war zone. People were saying it was pure insanity on the live stream I was watching. Now, that actually does bring up something else that I guess I could have brought up, but I just tried to fucking save my computer from having internet aids. For some reason, this isn't working, but I'm trying. Let me see if I can reopen this. Maybe I can get this to continue working or something. I don't know. I would like for this to work, but there was actually something that I read on Fago Lovers, and I honestly, I have to say, like, this was a very respectful situation that I ended up seeing. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work out like I thought. I was like, okay, I got some respect for what this was. So, even though I don't agree fully, I definitely can say that at least somebody, even in our community, kind of fucking put boots on the ground and actually witness this shit for themselves. I can respect that. Oh, and a lot of YouTubers had people blowing whistles and horns, calling them ICE because they had a camera. I've seen the whistle blowing and shit, and unfortunately, like, it led up to some pretty fucking hefty negative shit. So, let me blow this up so that way everybody can see it. This on Figure Lovers. FigureLovers.net coverage of the Renee Good protests at the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling. So basically, Berserkavelli here ended up I think it was like not this past Tuesday, it was Tuesday, January 13th. Pulled up at the Bishop Henry Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling in Bloomington, Minnesota, where ICE is holding detainees, to document one of the regular protests happening outside the facility. I arrived around 7:30 p.m. and stayed until about 10 p.m. The crowd wasn't huge, maybe 50 people max, but it was loud enough to be heard and organized to make ICE uncomfortable. Now, the way I look at it, this is kind of coming from the perspective of another juggalo. So maybe this is word is bond kind of shit. And honestly, that's kind of the point. But here's the problem with that. It's like, okay, look, people have been doing that since the beginning of this year. All right, so right here we have about 2 weeks worth of days that, it's very high tension toward ICE, who are just basically trying to do their job. And the more you escalate, the more it makes it a higher risk for things to fucking happen. And obviously things have fucking happened. A small crowd with a big mouth and a good reason. This wasn't one of the daytime protests where you'll see bigger numbers and more foot traffic. This was colder, darker, and smaller, the kind of night protest that draws people who actually mean it. As opposed to the summer of love when the protests during the day were very quiet, calm, cool, and collected, and then at night it was a completely different beast, full of fucking people who were trying to riot and destroy property. The vibe was pretty peaceful overall. People were angry, sure, and nobody was pretending otherwise. There were plenty of vulgarities thrown ICE's way, and there were definitely chants comparing them to Nazis. But there wasn't chaos, rioting, and some wild mob situation like authorities love to imply whenever the public shows up to oppose them. No, it's not whenever that happens. Large groups of people end up doing that shit. And what you're explaining in this doesn't mean that, it never fucking happened. Because obviously we've seen footage, it's all over the internet, of people who are, chaotic, rioting, mob situations. Like that fucking church. That was a mob situation. To run into a fucking church and threaten people because you think that they're an ICE operative and they're a pastor. The best part of the night wasn't even the chants, it was the megaphone roasting. Some of the protesters had megaphones and were absolutely cooking the ICE agents with the kind of brutal, sarcastic commentary that only comes from people who are sick of being lied to. Okay, but juggalos have that too. I mean, we see that every year at the gathering. It was funny, it was sharp, and it was effective because mockery is powerful when the people in power are trying to project fear. No, like if anything, like the fear that they mostly do project is because people are being a little bit raucous. And then then came the show of force for no real reason. At some point, the mood shifted, and it wasn't because the crowd suddenly turned violent. It was because ICE and law enforcement decided to escalate. Gee, I can only imagine if 14 days of getting this could possibly fucking make a group of federal officials fucking just be like, all right, we've had enough of this shit. Back the fuck up. A warning came over the intercom. Stay on the sidewalk or be subject to arrest. That warning wasn't just aimed at protesters either. It was applied to journalists as well. The message was clear. Compliance or consequences. From where I was standing, most protesters were already on the sidewalk. Exactly where they are legally allowed to protest. Most. Not all. There might have been some that were not fucking listening. But some people were closer to the curb. And a few were in the street. Yeah, exactly. When we saw it, that's when we saw it. Officers lining up, then moving in formation toward the crowd. Not responding to violence, not reacting to an emergency, just moving forward like they were taking space because they felt like it. Or if non-compliance made them feel threatened, then they could possibly start engaging. And there's a little mushroom cap. The pepper spray incident. The most disturbing moment I witnessed wasn't a brawl.
By the way, I just want to say fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Shocker for the $20 shout out. He says, you know what I want. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, for some fucking reason, I'm having issues with my internet. So maybe, not my internet, but my fucking, I can't seem to fucking have control over my OBS. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do something about that. Maybe I can. I don't know. I'm trying. Give me a second. I'll time you out in a minute. Yeah, because for some reason I can't seem to fucking get into my own fucking live on YouTube. That's weird. Like, how the fuck do I not get the opportunity to be in my own fucking live? Ah, there we go. Okay, I got it. I'm in. Let's see. Yep. Time you the fuck out. 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes, Shocker. There you go. Love you, homie. All right, I got that figured out. Okay, the most disturbing moment I witnessed wasn't a brawl or vandalism or some riot. It was how casually force was used against someone who wasn't doing anything that justified it. I don't know. Some people you said were in the street. They told people get on the fucking sidewalk and they didn't listen. That's my assumption. All right, yeah. 100K? Yeah, like I've been hearing people been getting fucking pizzade. A woman ended up getting pepper sprayed while recording. She was only about a foot from the curb, close enough that she might have genuinely believed she was still on the sidewalk, or at least in a legal safe zone. It happened fast, and I don't know what happened to her afterward. I may have it on video, and if I do, that footage matters because it's the difference between claims and proof. That is very true. There's a picture of one of the canisters. Don't know if it's a flashbang or tear gas or what. Intimidation, not control. ICE and law enforcement also deployed at least 2 flashbangs. I was wearing ballistic headphones, so the disorientation effect didn't really work on me. But that doesn't change what flashbangs are for in a crowd situation. They're not there to keep the peace. They're there to create panic, confusion, and fear. And then came the pepper balls. Here's the part that people need to understand. You can tell when pepper balls have been used because the white powder residue ends up visible on the pavement. That powder isn't snow. It isn't salt. It isn't foam. It's a chemical irritant residue. And it was right there on the ground. From what I observed, they were shooting the pepper balls mostly at the pavement, either intentionally to spread irritant without direct hits, or because they just sucked at aiming. Either way, the effect is the same. It turns a public protest into a controlled zone where breathing becomes optional. Well, I mean, they already had one incident with the fucking pepper ball shit where somebody ended up getting like 5 inches of pepper ball shit in their eye, and now they're no longer able to see out of their eye. Stand together, stop brutality, is what that stop sign says. I don't know if you realize that, but this is vandalism. Like, stealing a stop sign is actually vandalism. And it's not the 80s anymore. Did you, like, fucking have that in your tree house, like, back in 1985? And you decided to pull it out for this? It's still kind of, like, you're not supposed to do that, fam. The neutral observer problem. I went there as an observer and a photographer. I support the right to protest, and I'm not hiding that. But I also wasn't there to manufacture a story or play hero. I wanted to document what happened in real time, the kind of thing that gets rewritten later by people who weren't even there. Okay, And, you know, like that I can appreciate. Like that right there is like something I can really fucking respect and appreciate. Because, like, there's way too many fucking people who observe this shit and then they try to fucking spin a narrative. You know, like when they see a 5-year-old child with ice for, more than, more than a couple of hours. And then they're just like, oh, they held this kid as fucking hostage in order to lure their parents out so they could detain the parents and fucking put him in jail or ship him to Mexico or whatever the fuck. And it's like, no, the guy fucking ran. The guy fucking abandoned his child for the safety of himself. So it's like, like that's why they kept the kid there. What would be the lesser of two evils, okay? To have people assume that you are holding this kid hostage in order to lure the parent in so you could detain them and fucking send them back to immigration, or to leave the child there by himself, confused and scared and freezing to death. Which would be worse? Which would be worse? Which would be the lesser of two evils? I would assume keeping the kid warm until they can figure out a situation on how to reunite him with his fucking family. To me, that would make the most sense. That's why I pay attention to details. Where people were standing, what warnings were given, who escalated first, and what tools were used. Because those details are the story. And for the record, being told to stay on the sidewalk or be arrested is not crowd safety. It's crowd management. It's intimidation. It's a warning shot, legally phrased. Well, I mean, days upon days upon days of rioting and fucking peaceful protesting. And then the Renee Good thing fucking happened. These motherfuckers are on edge. I would probably want to take that into consideration. Just because they're law enforcement or federal agents doesn't mean that they're not human. So try to take a look into the humanity side of things too. Because isn't everybody on the left all about fucking empathy? The duck. The calmest object in the middle of the ugliest energy. At one point I realized I had a rubber duck in my pocket. No big plan, no intentional symbolism. I just had it. But once I noticed it, I knew it had to be part of the documentation because it was the most peaceful object imaginable, sitting in the middle of a scene defined by state power, surveillance, and threat posturing. It reminded me of something personal too. My mom's like, I don't care about your personal life. Fuck a duck. And yes, Status Coup was there. At one point, I got interviewed by Status Coup News, which is a part of the Midas Touch Network, who, by the way, fucking funds people like Harry Sisson to fucking talk shit. And that motherfucker gets like $10,000 a month through Midas Touch. And that motherfucker says Donald Trump so much, I'm pretty sure that he has gay fantasies about Donald Trump. That's worth noting because it confirms something important. This wasn't some isolated fringe incident. Media was present, documentation was happening, people were watching, which makes the escalation even dumber. Watch my interview by clicking here. I'm not going to. Tuesday night wasn't a riot. It wasn't a war zone. It was a small crowd of maybe 50 people standing outside a federal building in Bloomington, Minnesota, doing what Americans are supposed to be allowed to do. Speak freely, protest government action, and document what they see. And yet ICE and law enforcement responded with the kind of posture you'd expect from an occupying force, not public servants. That's what stuck with me the most, how random the show of force felt. Here's the part that I wanted to fucking put out there. Like it didn't come from necessity, it came from habit. That was something that I wanted to point out of all of this entire fucking thing. You hit the fucking target, bullseye on this one. Like it didn't come from necessity, it came from habit. Because day in and day out, they have had to deal with multitudes of different fucking feral Minnesotans not listening, obstructing traffic, slowing them down from doing their job. The Renee Good thing at the time had just fucking happened. And it's like, okay, it becomes a fucking thing. It becomes a tick. It's like clockwork, where it's like, okay, here's a time or here's a pattern that I've seen in the past that could possibly lead to this fucking happening. So let's try to control the crowd to make it not fucking happen. Because whether or not people actually want to admit this shit, let's be real here. I understand protests. I understand the concept of a protest. I understand the concept of the First Amendment. But what these people out there do not seem to understand is that while everybody in America has the capability of freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression, they have, and that does also tie in the ability to protest, to use your voice, to protest what it is. When you are using and manipulating your First Amendment rights in order to violate somebody else's fucking First Amendment rights, it is no longer lawful. And that's something that a lot of these protesters in Minnesota seem to fucking not understand. Because they feel like that they're justified in their ability to protest by obstructing traffic, slowing down ICE from being able to do their fucking job. And they think that it's unconstitutional what ICE is fucking doing when they retaliate with the force that they're fucking using. I have seen time and time again that there are people out there who do explain that, yes, they are federal agents. And they put out more fucking, they actually have more ability to do shit than state and local police. I wouldn't say that all the illegals were federally ordered to self-deport. Basically, Trump started it off with like, okay, you have until the end of the year to self-deport, and if you self-deport, we're going to give you a fucking stipend. But after the beginning of the new year, it's all fucking done. Like, you ain't going to have that chance now. It's like, that chance is gone, and you will be, you will be searched for to the fullest fucking extent. But yeah, my point with all of this was basically this whole fucking thing, what they ended up saying. It came from habit. And if that's how they behave when the crowd is small and peaceful, imagine how comfortable they are doing worse when nobody's around to record it. Stay sharp, stay loud, stay on the sidewalk, apparently. And my shit is still not working. Hold on, I'm going to try something real quick. Give me a fucking second. Hopefully this doesn't kill my fucking show. And if it does, well, I'll probably not come back. But give me a quick second. I'm going to try something. It did exactly what I wanted.
Walker, you're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick.
Cool, I fixed it. Awesome. So, yeah, like, all right, that came back. Awesome. Remember Anonymous. Yeah, in some cases I do recall Anonymous.
And by the way, I just want to say fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
It's got to fucking replay all the old shit. Okay, I see how it is. Alright. Now I can actually fucking work my shit properly. So, yeah, but like now it's like, okay, that was like one night. That was the right time, right place for that kind of fucking ordeal. But ever since then, we've seen all sorts of dumbass fucking shit that has even gotten worse. The situation just keeps on getting worse. And it's like, it's to a point now where it's like, the more they resist, the more ICE is becoming aggressive. But the more ICE is becoming aggressive, the more they fucking resist. It's becoming a fucking circle here. So it's like, okay, where does it eventually stop? All right, let's watch another video.
If I wanted to manipulate and completely radicalize someone on the left, where they abandon the cause they originally thought they were fighting for without even realizing it,
You're hot.
That's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't even start with politics. I would start with their psychological wounds.
Okay, yeah, tell me if this sounds pretty fucking accurate. Because there was somebody that I saw who ended up saying, this is what I would do in order to radicalize the right and get them to come to the left, right? And so now she's doing the same fucking shit. Tell me if this makes sense.
I would target people who are highly empathetic, emotionally sensitive, and morally driven, and people who the world. The key traits I would look for would be deep empathy, high injustice sensitivity, strong guilt or shame, identity uncertainty, and a desire to be good, not powerful. I mean, these people don't even want dominance. They want moral clarity, and that makes them incredibly easy to emotionally recruit. After all, you're lost, and don't you want to be found? Don't you want relief to your pain? I'll make sure that the ideas that I push keep you in constant shame and constant anxiety, because people who have anxiety don't think clearly. But that's okay, because I can think for you.
Okay, hold on a second. I just saw something in the chat. David Amon, you ended up saying, they have been in America before ICE was born. You really don't know your history about immigration and customs enforcement, do you? You do realize that before they were ICE, they were another thing that was doing practically the same fucking shit that ICE is supposed to be doing since like the 1930s. You do realize that, right? Two whoops, Jeffrican Americans. What up, Swill? Swill, you're always in on time for whatever fucking political fuck shit that I'm throwing up on here. Basically what they did was it was immigration and customs, and they blended them together and and then just repackaged it as ICE. It was basically the same thing. So ICE has been around per se since like, since like the 1930s. Based on reports analyzing immigration detention during the Obama administration, fiscal years 2009 to 2016, approximately 56 to 103 deaths. And that's just for the illegals that they kept in the fucking cages and shit, I would assume. But the people in it they new souls. I mean, basically, they start off as law enforcement, and then they get bumped up, once they apply. Because, I know that there's, I think there was, I heard rumor that, 26 state officials from Minnesota quit. And then out of those 26, 19 of them became ICE agents. You have to have a history in law enforcement, I think, in order to become an ICE agent. Because I had a conversation with Warlockside about that. I was like, so apparently in order to become an ICE agent, you have to have some sort of background history in law enforcement. And he goes, oh, hell no. That's... Damn. Because, war wants to be ICE so fucking much. But anyways, back to what this chick is fucking talking about. We might have to start this at the beginning. So, she's basically explaining, this is how you radicalize the left into becoming what they are, which we've seen happen twice. Once in 2020 and once in 2024.
If I wanted to manipulate and completely radicalize someone on the left, where they abandon the cause they originally thought they were fighting for without even realizing it, this is exactly what I would do. I wouldn't even start with politics. I would start with their psychological wounds. I would target people who are highly empathetic, emotionally sensitive, and morally driven, and people who feel overwhelmed by the world.
Mostly it's the people who like to dye their hair multiple colors and wear pussy hats and are vegan and think they're fucking women. Or some of these fucking beta males. You know, like that type of shit.
Key traits I would look for would be deep empathy, high injustice sensitivity, strong guilt or shame.
White people! That is not a good look on that chick.
Identity, uncertainty, and
I mean, basically, yeah, it's like, okay, you get some guilty white liberals, you can get them to do whatever the fuck they want if you figure out how to manipulate them. And it's not, and it seems like it's not that fucking hard to do so. When they're a blank slate, it's easy to fucking do this shit to people.
desire to be good, not powerful. I mean, these people don't even want dominance. They want moral clarity, and that makes them incredibly easy to emotionally.
Naive. Yeah. The naivety of these people is what makes it easy for them to be manipulated.
Recruit. After all, you're lost, and don't you want to be found?
Oh yeah, kind of like David Koresh.
Don't you want relief to your pain? I'll make sure that the ideas that I push keep you in constant shame and constant anxiety, because people who have anxiety don't think clearly. But that's okay, because I can think for you.
Yeah, and that in turn ends up making it so a bunch of white women end up fucking saying, you don't need to fucking talk about your struggle. I know more about your struggle than you do. Because that's the type of shit that's actually fucking happened. Alright, where's my fucking face cam? There we go. Yeah, before somebody fucking decides to screen cap that, which is going to happen in post anyways.
I then turn systems into
My heart goes out to you, by the way.
the enemy, something that you can blame that's outside of yourself, because I know that blame hurts for you to take on. I'd make the enemy abstract, enormous, but honestly as real as I can. Capitalism, colonialism, patriarchy, and it's not to say that these things aren't bad. Actually, the more bad that they cause, the more easy that I can make you angry and I can control you.
That sounds like something that the left's been doing for the last, I don't know, 10 fucking years.
I want to pick systems that cause real pain and real hurt and real injustice, so then I can justify everything that I do. These giant systems also provide endless outrage. Your anger will always stay high, but it will never have resolve. So then you will stay emotionally dependent on the movement that never changes.
Yeah, very interesting how people who consider themselves progressive and want less fucking government outreach, now all of a sudden want, you know, all the fucking outreach that they can get from the shit. No, it's not that, David. What that actually is she's explaining everything that the left has done to people on the left. And that's the point that I'm trying to make here. Like, this chick is pointing out what the left has done to make it so the people like in Minnesota have gone completely fucking crazy. And how, like, any time that you have, like, if you're a person on the right and you end up having a conversation with somebody on the left over what's going on in politics, half the time, or actually more than half the time, majority of the time, either they don't have the right kind of information, and so they'll try to be like, well, you're a fucking bigot, fascist, Nazi, you know, like all the things, you know, like somebody fucking disagreed with me over things that I said to them, and so they decided to fucking call me a pedophile when they have absolutely no information or proof of it whatsoever. The only source that they have is, trust me, bro. I'm behind a paywall, so I know things. And so, you know, it's basically what that becomes. I have seen endless amount of fucking debates between people on the left and people on the right. And it's like, yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like, doesn't matter if you're left or right, you're a cheesehead. Which, by the way, baby Swiss fucking deep fried is the shit. All right, I'm just putting that out there. I love baby Swiss. Now, like, here's the thing too about that. By the way, I'm just gonna put this out here. When it concerns like blue states, red states, purple states, blah 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 blah. One thing that I have noticed is it doesn't matter if it's a blue state or a red state. All the major cities across the United States, majority of them, if not all of them, are generally blue cities. So it's like, okay, the most blue that you're going to get out of New York City, no, out of New York State, is in New York City. The landmass of the rest of the fucking state is red. But there's so many fucking people in New York City that it makes it become a blue state. So like if you live in a completely major city, chances are it's probably fucking blue.
But more importantly, emotionally dependent on me. And you won't even know what I'm doing because my movement won't radicalize through violence. I will just normalize extreme emotions and your victimhood. I will amplify emotional language, fear and guilt messaging. You might not understand how your empathy can be weaponized, but I do. Because when your emotions are high, critical thinking goes offline.
Yep.
Pick the most.
Yep, that is a true fucking statement, bro. That is like what she just said here.
But I do.
Right here.
Because when your emotions are high, critical thinking goes offline.
And Minnesota ends up fucking happening. Portland, Oregon with Antifa ends up fucking happening. Minneapolis, Minnesota in 2020 with the Summer of Love. Or was it 2019? One of those 2 years. But like, that's the point that she was basically making. When your tension is very high, logic and reason just go out the fucking window.
Fear and guilt
right here.
Messaging. You might not understand how your empathy can be weaponized, but I do. Because when your emotions are high, critical thinking goes offline. I would pick the most benevolent cause to get you to rally behind. Dying children, the homeless, the hungry, the poor. That's how I would then justify everything that I do.
Gee, isn't that where Eat the Rich fucking came from? And now it's like, you know, and then fucking, what was it, about like 4 years ago, we had Bernie Sanders being like, the millionaires and the billionaires. Hold on a second. I got to see if I can lift up my shoulders high enough to do it. The millionaires and the billionaires are at fault. And then he became a millionaire and he was like, the billionaires are the problem. So it's like, now that he's a millionaire, he can no longer blame the millionaires and the billionaires for the faults. Just the billionaires. Kind of like Mark fucking Ruffalo. Mark fucking Ruffalo is like $100 million in net worth. And he's just walking around being like, yeah, I just don't know how I can survive being in this country because Trump's the president and blah, blah, blah. And we need to stop eating meat because, you know, cow farts, methane gas, hibbity, hibbity, hibbity. Fuck off. Dude, I thought you were the Incredible Hulk, not the Incredible fucking bitch.
I, of course, don't care about these causes, but you do. And
yeah, that sounds like every fucking politician on the left. You know, kind of like what we just saw with fucking Tim Walz' retarded ass being behind a gated fence, you know, like behind a gate with a megaphone, talking to the fucking public, and basically coercing them to fucking continue doing what they're doing, if not make things worse. You know, it's just like, I'm going to tell you about a specific cause, and you're going to fucking believe it. I don't have to, But then again, I don't have to be there with you in your plight. I'll just be back here behind this fucking fence. You go do the shit. I don't give a fuck if you get shot. If somebody dies, it just strengthens the fucking argument. That's basically what he's fucking doing.
I know how they make you extremely mad and sad and filled with shame. And I know that you are so lost and filled with pain that you never even stop to ask that if someone needs you ashamed, frantic, and outraged to keep you loyal, that maybe they're not liberating you, but instead managing you.
Huh? Think about that. And I put this out there because, like, if there is anybody that's actually on the left that's watching, I want that type of thing to literally be an eye-opener for you. Like, she's basically explaining everything that the left has done to its constituents, to the same people who vote. Like, all of this stuff that's going on in Minnesota, it really has nothing to do with fucking ICE. Like, ICE is basically the patsy for what's really fucking going on. You ever notice how badly this fucking escalated? Ever since they found out about all that fraud that was going on in those fucking Leering centers? Like, at that point, like, I really don't feel like that's a fucking coincidence, you know? Alright, let's watch the next video. I'm just basically pointing this out to you. It's like, look, people try to say that the Trump supporters are in a cult and stuff like that because they actually have like some sort of a leader. We all see Trump in the same light, which is true, you know. But I don't believe that we revere Trump as a fucking god or anything of that nature. We actually, like, if we feel like he's at fault about something, yeah, there's going to be something that we're going to call him out on. There are certain things that Trump fucking says and does that's just like, wait, what the fuck? But lately it hasn't really happened a whole lot on my end. Like, I've seen some of the shit that he fucking says, and all I'm seeing, and I'll tell you this. The main reason why I decided to fucking be a little bit more outspoken about Trump is because of what people on the left are fucking doing and saying. They have all of this anger and frustration and hatred towards a single man. But they have no real reason to fucking do it except for, well, I heard he said this. I heard he said that. I heard he did this. I heard he did that. And it's to a point now where it's like anything and everything that Trump says or does, it has to automatically be bad because Orange Man bad, resist. Everything. Every little fucking little thing that happens involving him or surrounding him, whether it be fucking JD Vance said something. Like, bro, do you have, like, how fucking bankrupt do you have to be? Because I've seen this video on TikTok as well. There was some lady who fucking got upset at the fact that JD Vance and his wife, what is it, Osha? Or Ahura? What, like, what's her fucking name? I can't remember. But apparently she's pregnant. And this person ended up saying, I cannot believe that that she allowed somebody like JD Vance to lay on top of her and flop around and nut up inside her and let it stay in her body. And I was like, why are you so upset about that? What about what JD Vance and Donald Trump eats makes you shit? Nah, dude, honestly, like, I like JD Vance because he is a millennial just like the rest of us, and the self-deprecating humor that has been going around because of that fucking fat JD Vance meme has been fucking phenomenal. The way that he's been taking it like a fucking champ. All right, here's the next video out of fucking order.
I'll say it. I think Tim Walz is a threat. I think he's extremely dangerous.
Okay, this is another guy that I fucking like talk to and shit like that. Ban Beard. This dude's fucking funny. Hi, Coco.
He's a lame duck governor who knows his political career is over and is under investigation for more than $9 billion in Medicaid fraud in his state.
That's why he's fucking trying to rally the troops.
What his involvement is and what he knew. It's so bad he's not going to be running for governor again.
Yep.
You've also had politicians killed in that state because of how they voted.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in. Like, I totally forgot that shit fucking happened. Fucking his opposition mysteriously fucking died. Thank you for reminding me of that, Beard.
What his involvement is and what he knew. It's so bad he's not going to be running for governor again. You've also had politicians killed in that state because of how they voted. So he is going to fan the flames of what's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota to take attention off of him. We're having raids throughout the United States, and we don't see any disturbances or any problems like we're seeing in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That's a good
point. And as they're
point.
telling you to go out and obstruct and interfere and get in the way of law enforcement, they are hoping that one of you is killed. And then they will stand on that body before it has a chance to get cold and politicize it and use it for their own benefit or to use it as a distraction.
Like they did with Renee Good and like they did with, what's his fucking face? Preddy? Because that's like the most recent one that's happened within the last 24 hours, I think it was. So like that one, they ended up having like, it was basically like, okay, something ended up happening. Some woman, like where you see the video at the beginning, some woman gets pushed down by an ICE agent and dude ends up fucking coming in and attacking the ICE agents. So they so they end up fucking detaining him. And then one of them finds out that he has a fucking gun on him. And according to what they said, they saw him reach out for the gun. They had already got their pistols withdrawn, and as soon as he reached for the fucking gun, pat, 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 pat. Is that a filter, or does he got makeup? No, I don't think so. I think it's just the way that I have it paused. Plus, he's got a fucking good camera.
He also wants Donald Trump to do the Insurrection Act or declare martial law within Minneapolis to make Donald Trump look like an authoritarian in order to take attention off of himself instead of looking at his failures in their skyrocketing crime, their crashing economy, the $9+ billion in Medicaid fraud, the fact that they defunded the police and have less police officers that would be required for a population the size of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I'd also forgot about that. They went for the whole defund the police thing the first time for like what, 6 years ago? Forgot about that.
Tim Walz is dangerous, and Tim Walz needs to be removed. And if the Democrats don't see it, this is going to be a bad look.
Now here's the thing that I would probably say in response to that last part. They see it. I'm pretty sure they see it. They just don't care. All right, another one out of fucking order.
So now the mayor of Minneapolis is standing up in a press conference saying that we need to end these operations because of what just happened in Minnesota.
Okay, so yeah, him again.
He says these are the things that happen in other countries. No, this is what happens in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Because again, these events are taking place all over this country. They're happening throughout my state of Texas.
Now, what he's talking about specifically is like the protests and stuff. Like all of these there's a variety of different protests against ICE that are happening, but everything that's happening in Minnesota is only happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And we don't see what we see in Minneapolis or Portland or Seattle or LA, where their government officials tell them to rise up and stand up and get in the way of law enforcement officers doing the same job that they've been doing for years and years and years. And as I've said before, they are then going to stand on that dead body and use it for their own political gain, for their own political benefit, because they don't care about you You're but a pawn within their system. He's not calling you guys to stand down and not obstruct law enforcement and just let them simply do their jobs that we hired the President of the United States to conduct. No. He's telling law enforcement they should stop and let the criminals continue to do what they're doing.
Yep.
That's your fucking leftist ideology.
And that's kind of what people have been fucking saying, you know? Like, I said that before. I do not believe that these people actually care. And they're just expecting people to get killed. And with a lot of this that's been going on, I've been seeing a lot of people posting stuff about the left, people posting stuff about the right, like on Facebook, even in Juggalo circles and stuff like that. And it's gotten to a point where I started to feel a little bit of emotional burnout with what I'm supposed to feel and all that other shit. Eventually, I just started to feel like I'm just going to throw my hands up and be like, look, there is no possible way that I'm ever going to fucking vote for the left again because they have pushed me to that point. However, the people that are on the right keep on fighting with people on the left, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Thin the herd. Thin the fucking herd. I don't care anymore. Fuck them. Let them get shot. Let them get killed. Let them fuck around and find out as much as they can. If anything, let it happen so fucking much that I start to enjoy this shit. And as dark as it got in my head, I was like, the reason why I say this is because one person actually fucking said something that kind of set me off a little bit. And they ended up saying, if you marched in DC for the Juggalo March in 2019, I believe it, no, in 2017, if you marched during the Juggalo March, then you don't really have a fucking thing to say about, like, all of these protests going on and shit. And it's like, no. Like, no. Like, and Onstead, I'm pretty sure by now you understand what it is that I'm trying to fucking do here. When I start talking about politics and stuff like that, I'm doing the exact opposite of what everybody else is fucking doing. And I'm not fucking kayfabing the shit either. The reason why I feel like there's a lot of juggalos who don't get it and don't and are very ignorant of what goes on in the political world. And not to mention, I'm in my 40s now. You know, like, I never really gave much of a fuck about politics until recently. And I'm like, okay, didn't mean you personally, but yeah, I know what you mean though. So like, no, like what I'm sick and tired of is a lot of the fucking people who try to fucking talk about politics and stuff and really don't understand what the fuck is going on. They only like read the headlines and shit like that. And that's the stuff that really bothers the fuck out of me. I look at the political spectrum based off of things that I've experienced on my own, because I have actually been on both sides. I was born and raised a Republican, and throughout my formative years, I tried to understand a little bit more about the left. But once I started seeing what's going on the left side of things, I started to question a lot of stuff. Like, why are people behaving like this? Why are people fucking losing their shit? Why are people pushing people away when they have no... You know, like when they have like one little disagreement, people on the left will push people in the left away, and they become fucking independent or politically homeless. Or people who are already independent will say, well, I see the point of both sides. That pisses off the left as well. And then they get mad when they're like, well, fine, fuck you, I'm joining MAGA. And they're like, well, why are you joining the bad guys? Like, I don't know if you realize this, but when you start to obstruct fucking shit and you start causing problems, you're not the good guys. It's like you have a weird fucking sense of justice. You are Light Yagami in this shit, you know? But when I saw what homeboy Raiderlo ended up fucking saying about being at the fucking march, it's like, think about this, okay? You cannot, under any circumstances, compare what happened in DC with the Juggalo community and what's going on right now. for two reasons. One, completely different circumstances. We marched because we were wrongfully fucking accused of being a street gang when we're just fans of a music band. Okay? These people, on the other hand, are protesting because they think. They have no fucking proof of this whatsoever. They just hear what their fucking political leaders are saying and they just immediately go with it without even looking into it themselves. Okay? They think that ICE are being domestic terrorists. And so in order to fucking fight their skewed version of what they think a domestic terrorist is, they themselves end up turning into domestic terrorists. What we did in DC, on the other hand, we talked to people. We let them know what was going on. We showed people what had happened. Everybody had a fucking story to tell others what had gone on. And we ended up marching and protested peacefully and patriotically. The actual way to fucking protest peacefully and patriotically. And you would think that with the type of people that juggalos actually are, you would have thought that we would have been absolutely fucking ruckus. No, everybody in that fucking march was peaceful, respectful, not a single thing was fucking damaged. As a matter of fact, in the aftermath, people were actually saying that the Juggalo March was the most peaceful and respectful fucking protest that ever happened in the last 50 years. They understood that what we had was a little bit chaotic when they saw ICP perform, but it was controlled chaos. And it wasn't off the rails like a lot of people fucking... Like, we changed shit that fucking day. We changed shit with our fucking attitudes because we kept ourselves composed and we fucking were respectful to the people that live in Washington, D.C. and everybody else that was there. The people in Minneapolis, Minnesota can't even do that to their own fucking city. Their idea of a peaceful protest is setting Teslas on fire and breaking into fucking Target and stealing shit. Or fucking obstructing ICE agents and attacking law enforcement. How is that comparable to what happened in D.C. almost 10 years ago? So, yes, I personally think I have a little bit of room to be able to fucking talk about it. Whether I went to the gathering of the, whether or not I went to the march in D.C. or not. I know what it means to be able to utilize my First Amendment rights of freedom of speech and expression and to be able to protest and shit like that. And if anything, we actually showed people what to do to protest, regardless as of whether or not we had those retards in Antifa fucking standing in front of us holding our own signs. But the things that these people are doing in Minneapolis is just fucking anarchy. All right, next clip.
I'm not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations.
What I'm about to tell you is not funny, and it is not hyperbole.
Okay, so speaking of Antifa, hell yeah, the march was epic. That was one of the dopest fucking things I ever witnessed.
You are a leftist, a Democrat, and you are in Minneapolis. You need to get out now and stop agitating. There are Antifa members online right now saying they are about to bring people down there to start pew-pewing officers, and you are going to be caught in the line of fire. This is not a drill. This is not a joke. Here's a clip of one right here.
To chant about it. Get your fucking guns.
Why does he have Mr. Eve's fucking mustache? You know, the same kind of mustache that fucking set Humble Among off about fucking Mr. Eve. And that's on his and that guy in the little fucking video is actually on the same team.
I don't want to see you get hurt left or right, Democrat, Republican, that doesn't matter. At this point, you guys have been conned into believing that you should be out there on the streets, some of you armed, fighting actual officers, going to law enforcement and agitating them. And what some of you unfortunately don't realize is that these officers need to maintain law and order because there are absolute psychopaths and mentally ill people all over the streets right now.
Which is why President Trump has now announced that they're going to be starting to reopen mental institutions and asylums. Thank fucking Christ that that's going to happen.
Trying to come for law enforcement, trying to tear down cities, and yet the left has made all of their subscribers believe that they need to be on the front lines tearing down law enforcement right now. And I'm here to tell you, it is the worst idea in the world. And if you are a leftist, you're a Democrat, you're somebody in the middle, I would get out of there. I would disperse from the streets. I wouldn't play this game. This is me telling you, be smart, be safe, and don't be stupid and mess with officers, especially when you're armed with a weapon. I'm praying for you guys to make the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got a fucking pistol in your back pocket, don't try to reach for it while ICE is beating the shit out of you. Because, you know, fuck around and find out. So yeah, that's another one. And I agree with that one. Alright, we got 2 more videos, and then after that I'm dipping out. Alright, here's the next one.
I want you to get into the faces of ICE agents and resist them. That is what Tim Walz has been repeating consistently for the past week. And now a second person has died because of what Tim Walz told them to go do. Then he has the audacity
I wonder how that
to hold a
happened.
live press conference today and say that Minnesota has enough resources to resist ICE. If that was the case, then why is he trying to rile up his citizens to do the job that he says he has resources to do?
Now, this woman, by the way, used to be very, very fucking on the left, and she has slowly but surely and eventually started becoming more and more independent. She voted for Trump. She has a little bit of that fucking blue hair residue left in her fucking, in her hair, like the last remaining remnant of leftism represented. So I've followed her for about a year now. I see. I don't really care unless I care about a human. ICE wouldn't dare to because everyone here is nice. I've heard rumors that Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I'm from, has people getting detained with ICE and shit. And we've had our protests. Most of the time our protests are usually a bunch of old fucks. But I barely see anybody like my age or younger fucking going out there.
And if you are someone who supports the way that these protests are being conducted in Minnesota, I have some genuine questions that I would like to ask you because I would love to know the answer. Like, for instance, if you're one of the people that believes that it is your civic duty to use your privilege and go out and participate in these types of protests, do you genuinely feel like that is the best use of your privilege? And if you're one of the people that thinks that they're just standing up for their neighbors and their community by doing this, are you actually standing up for your neighbors if you are allowing criminals to stay in your neighborhoods? Do you just not believe it or choose to ignore it when you see the mugshots and the list of charges that these people have been charged with? And it seems recently that a lot of you have thrown away the whole ban guns argument and are very pro 2A now.
Yeah, that seems to be interesting. It's like they used, like, the people on the left used to be so fucking gung-ho about gun restrictions and shit like that. Like, they actually wanted to fucking ban guns and shit like that. Like, they wanted to turn this country into fucking the UK, where they don't have guns. Like, not even law enforcement has fucking guns. And for fucking decades, I've been seeing people fighting over whether or not firearms should be legal in this country anymore. And there's a reason why they put that shit in the Constitution. But now you got people like not just limited to the most recent killing, Preddy, but also Renee Good. But at the same time, you also have 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump and the death of Charlie Kirk. Okay? And when that fucking happened, because all of that shit was guns and shit, the left fucking celebrated. And it was like, Wait, I thought you were against guns. Now you're for guns because they killed people that you're against? The fuck is going on with that? You're that old.
So if that's the case, then are these deaths worth the cost of having the Second Amendment? Because you kept throwing that quote from Charlie Kirk at us saying,
yeah,
oh, certain deaths are worth the risk of us having the Second Amendment to defend ourselves. So are these 2 deaths worth that risk to you? Because that's where you're at now. People are literally dying for your cause.
Is it worth the fucking cause to get fucking, to get shot and killed? Like, that's a good question.
So is the cause important enough for people to be dying? You've got to start asking yourself that. And also ask yourself why this isn't happening in any other state except Minnesota.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good question, because, like, the band Beard ended up saying the exact same fucking thing. Like, every other state's probably got, like, some sort of a similar protest going on. Well, like, abolish ICE and all that other stuff, which is fucking stupid. But, like, Minnesota's the only one that's this level of aggressive.
And I can answer that for you. It's because our governors are not going out every single day telling us to go and resist ICE.
That's very true. It's like the next time that you hear Tim Walz, Gavin Newsom, or other fucking governors of these type of states fucking talk, listen to the way they say certain things. And notice that not a single one of them are like, all right, we actually have to fucking sit this one down. Like they're trying to put it on Donald Trump to fucking lower the temperature, when it's when reality is that at the same time that they're fucking telling Trump to lower the temperature or to get ICE out of their fucking state, ICE doesn't belong in our state, when they obviously do, because there's illegal immigrants every fucking where. But listen to what Tim Walz fucking says, like the way he fucking says certain things, and also try to pay attention to what he's not saying, because he's not saying that the people of Minnesota need to fucking stop this shit. The reason why is because he's so much of a fucking pussy trying to cosplay as a man in this situation, that he thinks that resisting ICE and telling his constituents, his voter base, and the fucking people and the other people on the left to continue doing what they're doing, make your voices heard. That's all he's fucking saying. Go out there, make your voices heard. Well, this is what they think they got to do in order to make their voices heard, you dumb fuck. Like, you retarded bald asshole. It's like, does Elmer Fudd not fucking understand that what they're doing is, in their mind's eye, making their voices heard? By fucking rioting in the streets? Creating traffic obstructions, trying to do what they can to bother, intimidate, aggravate, and slow down ICE from doing what they're supposed to be doing? I think that there was somebody, I don't know if there's a video that I saw, if it's just a video I saw or if it's this one or the next video, but somebody ended up saying, if you really want ICE to fucking get out of the state of Minnesota, leave them alone. Let them do their fucking job, and they'll be out a lot quicker than they would be if you if you're not slowing them down. That's as simple as that.
Like I've said before, the quickest way to get ICE out of your city is to let ICE do their job unimpeded.
Oh, I guess that answers my question.
And I promise you, they'll probably be gone in less than a week. Because look,
right.
It would be different if we were seeing videos of ICE agents actively going into places they were not asked to be in, and
like churches,
knocking on people's doors and insisting that they let them in and insisting that they identify themselves, and then seeing you resist in self-defense.
Which is interesting because that's what they're doing to themselves. I have never seen a group of people like the left that continually fucking cannibalizes their own fucking group.
That would be a different story, but that's not what we're seeing. What we're seeing is videos of ICE agents going on organized raids to specific locations and watching you guys follow them there and begin confrontations with them.
Like, Following them around, that's stalking. Obstructing, that's also a fucking... I think that's also a minor misdemeanor. Like, they're basically just following ICE around, antagonizing them. They're trying to warn the fucking illegal immigrants that are in this country that ICE is nearby. And it's like, the fuck?
The video evidence that everyone is watching is not matching the narrative that you guys are trying to push. Because it is a lot to ask for somebody to put their life on the line for a cause. So you need to really evaluate if this is the cause that you want to put your life on the line for. Because you guys are not approaching protesting like a protest anymore. You guys are approaching it with a very warmongering mindset, almost as if you guys are going to war. But of course, you're going to feel like you're at war when your governor keeps getting on TV every day and saying that your state is at war with the federal government. But imagine thinking that somehow you're on the right side of history by going out and participating in something because your governor, a corrupt politician, has told you to. Your cause is very anti-government, anti-establishment when the government is backing you up.
Like, it's interesting because, like, there was somebody I heard and say this, and I was like, this kind of makes sense. Like, what they think that the right actually is. Like, I've actually seen somebody fucking say there's far left and then there's leftists, and like there's far left, leftists, Democrats, independent, far right, and that's it. It's like, really? Like, there's no moderate, like, there's no fucking moderate Republicans in your mind's eye? Like, every single person that is Republican in their mindset is far right, like, fucking on the Groyper side of shit, like the fucking Nick Fuentes mindset. And it's like, no. Like, look, I am a Republican, and I want to fucking have my peace. That's why I don't fucking go out and protest on that level that the fucking people in Minnesota are doing. If one of the reasons why I would say that I'm alive is because if I were to go to a protest and I see that type of shit, I'm out of there. Like, I'm not fucking participating in that type of shit. My life is too valuable to fucking go out and do stupid shit like that. Even if I was on the left, I would look at that shit and be like, okay, that's going too far. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Simple enough as it is. Like, none of them know what war is, but in their mindset, they seem to think that that's the case. Like, they think that they're at war with the fucking United States government, is what it seems like.
Tim Walz had any care and respect and love for the people in his state that he claims to represent, he would not be asking you to put your lives on the line for something that he is also simultaneously saying that he has the resources to fix. I just genuinely want to know the answers to these questions because I cannot understand why people can't see that.
I just don't understand why people can't necessarily see what the fuck Tim Walz and Gavin Newsom and all those other people on the left, fucking Pocahontas-looking Elizabeth Warren, fucking like Ilhan Omar, who else? AOC, Jasmine Crockett, like all of these people that are on the left, like of the political spectrum, basically kind of encouraging this shit to continue to fucking happen. Not once have I seen Tim Walz like debate whether or not what's going on is too fucking dangerous for the people to continue doing this shit. And maybe, just maybe, he doesn't say that shit because even if he did, it might now be a little bit too late. But he can't fucking, like, he can't fucking buckle down and eat the crow because if he does publicly, he's gonna get lynched. Because he knows that the fucking left voting public are fucking cannibalistic. He knows how violent they are. He knows how violent they can get. Like, I'm pretty sure that last week you might have seen that video of Jake Lang. And I don't like Jake Lang. I think he's a douchebag. And like, he ended up trying to counter-protest in Minneapolis. They beat the fuck out of him. Interestingly enough, he was he was threatening to burn the Quran at the steps of the Capitol building in Minnesota. And when they pulled him down, they beat the shit out of him. One person actually helped try to save him, was Muslim. I found that interesting. And they were like, do you agree with what Jake Lang's doing? He's like, fuck no, but we're all Americans. We need to fucking look out for each other like that. I was like, all right, yeah. That's actually pretty fucking cool of that dude to fucking do that. You know, he may not agree with what Jake Lang was fucking saying, but personally, I feel like that him doing the Good Samaritan thing might actually change Jake Lang's mindset of what he thinks about Muslim people. Because not all Muslims are fucking radical terrorists. But in Jake Lang's mind, he probably is. That's why I don't like him. That's why I think he's a fucking douche.
This is James O'Keefe in downtown
Okay, here's the last one.
Minneapolis. We have a team of undercover reporters still inside the mob. I was at the scene of the shooting, covering it this morning, and basically we barely got out of there alive. There were a few hundred that surrounded us, started throwing ice bottles at us. A few hit us.
Okay, he's a Vikings fan, I think.
Hit our vehicle. They were starting to rip off my bulletproof vest, so we got out of there. We were followed, we were tailed, and here we are right now. We just got this message, and it says, we know that you're in Minneapolis. You're with O'Keefe and his crew of Nazis. You're in a white Ford license plate. They actually wrote the license plate down from Florida. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead.
Hold on a second. Is that... Let's look at that area code. I'm going to look up that area code. I'm going to move this over here. What is that? 725? Huh. Apparently that's a Las Vegas phone number. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to fucking call that number. At all. Don't do it. But yeah, we know you're in Minneapolis. You're with O'Keefe and his crew of Nazis. And this is like one of those things where it's like, when you fucking accuse people of this type of shit so fucking often, it literally loses meaning of what it is that you're trying to claim people of.
This is the reality of the left currently in Minnesota right now. Again, this is the same side that says they're against political violence. They're the same side that says they're against violence, that claim to be moral and virtuous.
But yet they can't stop trying to fucking hurt people and obstruct and all the shit. And it's like, okay, we seen Minnesota like 6 years ago. Like, we saw how, non-violent they are with their peaceful protest.
These people are hateful and violent.
Yes.
And the larger Democrat establishment is okay with this as long as they see it supporting their cause.
Yeah, which is, like, fucking stupid. It's like, do you not understand how hypocritical you are when you talk about how you are the party of love and peace and inclusion and tolerance and all of this other stuff, but you're also like the most violent motherfuckers in the United States.
I've been saying this. The modern Democratic Party has a problem with political violence.
I mean, I've even heard people who claim to be pacifists fucking threaten to shoot a motherfucker over dumb shit.
It does. There's no way around it. Let's think about Trump getting shot once, almost getting shot twice.
Yep.
Think about all the Teslas that were firebombs, set on fire, shot because the left doesn't like Elon Musk's politics.
Yeah, and it didn't even matter if you fucking were on the left. If you drove a Tesla, guilty by association. Didn't matter. Like, they scream about eat the rich, but the left's literally eating the left.
You even owned a Tesla.
Yeah, this part.
Stuff to you in your vehicle. On top of that, let's not forget Charlie Kirk was just shot in the neck, and many on the left celebrated.
Yep.
He was shot by a leftist.
See, the reason why is because, like, if you go on social media and you go and you literally fucking go on TikTok and you peruse left talk, you can barely hear him. Okay. Like, if you go on, I can only turn it up so much. If you go on TikTok and you peruse through some videos in the left talk area, you can definitely see how fucking violent and shit these people are. There are still to this day fucking people who are going on videos and basically speaking in a way to fucking say something's got to be done about this, that, and the other person, right? That something has to be done about Donald Trump. And basically what it is, and not saying that I'm privy to this exact same thing, but I am privy to something similar, to where you accuse a motherfucker of being something without evidence, you say it enough times, and it ends up becoming fact, even if you don't have fucking proof, to some of these people that are on the left, right? You call Republican voters Nazis, bigots, pedophiles, child rapists, whatever the fuck you want to say. You say it enough fucking times, eventually it is delved in people's heads where they believe this shit, regardless as to whether or not there's fucking proof of it. And it's going to get into the head of somebody who may already be a little bit unhinged. And when you say something's got to be fucking done about this person, that's going to entice a person who is not mentally fit to fucking actually go out and do it. But the people that are saying this originally want that to fucking happen. They just don't want blood on their, like, they don't want the blood on their own hands. They want somebody else to fucking do it. So they say these type of things tactically in order to get somebody else who's not fucking right in the head to go out and do that shit. And when it comes back to them being like, well, I saw this person on TikTok say something's got to be done, that person can be like, oh, that's not what I meant. It was taken out of context. Like Cyrax. But they just want something to be done, so that way when something does happen, oh, they can go out on the street and fucking parade, we got your homie dead, we shot him in the head, that type of shit, like what happened with fucking Charlie Kirk. Like, I've seen those videos. The people who claim to be open and loving and tolerant and all this other stuff, not a single fucking speck of empathy or anything like that when somebody on the right ends up getting fucking murdered.
Who believed that he was a fascist. That was the leftist ideology at work. They are the ones committing the political violence right now, but they will look Republicans dead in the face and say, nope, you're the problem. No. It's very clear right now that the left is the problem when it comes to political violence.
Like, literally all I want to do is I just want to sit around and play fucking Nintendo. And then periodically I want to fucking point this shit out and call it out for what it is.
ICE is in Minnesota enforcing our own immigration laws, and they're out there actively trying to stop them from doing so.
Yeah.
Now they're threatening reporters' lives in Minnesota. And I bet you won't see many Democratic leaders call this out for what it is, say it's horrendous, say we need to find these people for making threats and hold them accountable. You're not going to see anything.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that yet. And, like, if anything, we've seen the exact opposite coming from Tim Walz. Tim Walz is basically saying, make your voices heard. And the words coming out of these people's voice, like the words coming out of these people's mouths is violent rhetoric. Like, as I said before, everybody in this country has the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of expression. We have all of these freedoms that no other country fucking has. However, if your right to freedom of speech infringes on the rights of somebody else's freedom, then it's invalid. That's because that's not how freedom of speech fucking works. That's not how freedom of expression fucking works. If you want to protest, that's fine. Stand on the street, picket signs, all that other shit, Fucking hold up. I don't care what you're protesting. Hold up a sign that fucking has some sort of meaning to the fucking protest. Even if it's the FBI listens to Nickelback. But the thing is like once it becomes like blocking traffic, that's no longer a fucking protest. You're infringing on somebody else's fucking rights. When you're attacking police officers and government officials, you are no longer fucking like practicing your freedom of expression. You are doing something fucking highly illegal. It's like I don't understand why people don't seem to fucking know this.
Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. I hope they prove me wrong, but I doubt I'm wrong. Bottom line is I want people to see how violent the left in Minnesota is right now. They're threatening people's lives. Let's finish this video.
Pray for my team's safety. This is worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. I have security with me, former Marine, and he said that it was worse than overseas, and it was certainly anything worse than I've seen the cartel at the border.
He then goes on to say that they're going to contact law enforcement, which, yes, they should. I mean, these people are making death threats to them for covering things. This is the left today. They are a radical, violent party. We need to make sure we keep them out of power. Don't forget I have a free email newsletter. I send this.
Okay, I don't need your fucking shout out at the end, bro. But I do understand exactly where he's coming from on this shit. My point with all of this, pointing this shit out is like, look, at the end of the day, now there is zero fucking chance that I would ever vote for the left as long as they continue to act like this. I still say this now, as I've said before in the past. We still got like 3 years left of Trump, and I seriously don't know what these motherfuckers think that they're going to be able to do, after Trump leaves. Like, I think after that, there's going to be like some sort of a disassociation, and they're not going to know what to fucking do. Like, people on the left are not going to know what to fucking do. But what I would love to see is for people on the left to start to open their eyes to what the fuck is actually going on and realizing how hypocritical they've been. Granted, I'm pretty sure I'm just speaking to a brick wall. I'm going to continue to fucking do this for two reasons. One, I love this country, and I'm very fucking proud to be a part of it. And I want to see it flourish, and I don't want to see this type of shit fucking happen. But I'm also at the same time at a point now where it's just like, like George Carlin used to say, he's like, I'm a big fan of catastrophes. Hold on. My fucking shit ended up freezing again. He ended up saying that he was a big fan of catastrophes and, like just insane weather and shit like that. And he's like, when I see a rainstorm that lasts a couple of days, I kind of want to see it get worse. And in a sense of that, it's like this stuff in Minnesota has been going on for so fucking long. I kind of want to see it get worse. I'd like to see how far it's going to go before people start fucking waking up. Like, if Tim Walz does not fucking stop what the fuck it is that he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, the people in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they're going to have to get a swift kick in the nuts. And so far, they've gotten kicked in the nuts twice. With Renee Good, and with this other fucking guy, I can't even remember what his fucking name is, that just recently got fucking shot. And it's like, how many more people are going to fucking die before you realize that what the fuck you're doing is not what you should be doing? This isn't protest anymore. This has gone far beyond that shit. Like, if anything, like, yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be going away anytime soon either. And now I've also heard Gretchen Whitmer trying to fucking say some stupid shit on Facebook. She ended up fucking trying to say, oh, we Michiganders are with Minneapolis. No, bitch, you are with Minneapolis. Don't fucking lump me into your fucking bullshit. Fuck you, bitch. Like, Jesus Christ, you're one of few people that I just, well, I'd fucking hate fuck her. Because honestly, I think she needs it. Be like, I'll give you some more good dick if you fucking fix the damn roads. But like in reality, it's like, no, fuck you. I'm not with you on that, Whitmer. Fuck that bitch. The Charlie Kirk thing, yeah, that basically fucking, that said enough for me. Like when I saw Trump get shot at during that fucking rally, that's how we knew that Trump was gonna fucking be president. The second attempted assassination was fucking also bad enough. But the Charlie Kirk thing got him getting killed. Like, honestly, I have to say that it wasn't. I wouldn't even say that it was that Charlie Kirk was the nail in the coffin for me. I would say, if anything, Charlie Kirk was the absolute. Like, I wanted to vote for Trump the first time he ran, and I ended up voting for Gary Johnson. At that time, I was worried about what other people would think of me for voting for fucking Trump because of a lot of the stuff that was being said about him. But then I saw what he had done for his first term, and I didn't think he did a bad job, so I voted for him. And then we had Biden, and Biden was dog shit. I was like, we can't have Kamala Harris in the fucking office. Not to mention the way that Kamala Harris was injected into the fucking race. You know, like there was no primary that determined whether or not she was going to be fucking like the lead on the left, you know? You know, and we got a lot of other stuff that's going on overseas. The shit with fucking Iran or Iran, however the fuck you want to say it. And like the way that they're fucking doing that shit, like that shit is an insurrection. But like, how many people have fucking been killed by their government for protesting? Like 20,000 last I checked. How many have we had fucking die from protesting? 2. How many more of these people end up having, are going to have to end up getting shot before people start to realize what the fuck is going on? That's the way I'm looking at it. But if they want to continue to fuck around and find out, well, I'll be there watching. I just need to get a refill on my fucking popcorn bowl. It's all right. I'm out this bitch. You guys have a good one. I will see you guys next week. Deuces.